Well, good Sunday afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies, for taking time out and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Sunday afternoons has become almost like family time. Since the season ended, this has been a great way to get closer to the NFL season. And it's, started out as the Cowboys venting on Catboy and everything else, to the excitement of having some of our new parts and stuff from the draft, to now getting hopeful about the season. And before I get on to our esteemed, did I say that right? Esteemed? Okay, great people, our great panel that we got. I have some news that I want to share. If you were part of our live stream last night, you heard Stuart Morrison come on and was talking about his situation and everything else, and how he's looking forward to us being down there to fix up the house for his mother, and that he has explained his cancer situation and how sick that he actually is. And today they're doing a birthday celebration for him earlier. He originally wanted me to come down on the 27th for his birthday, but he's been sent home. He's home, and unfortunately, they're basically saying he can go at any time. He probably may not make it for us when we get down there this week, but we are family, pending the family wishes, planning on being down there to do what he asked us to do, which was to take care of the house for his mother, to make sure that she is comfortable. And he was adamant about that. So as I get in here with my panel of my people, and let me flip cameras here if it's all right with everybody, I am going to say hello, everybody. How you doing?
Hello.
Hey
What's
guys,
up?
hey guys.
Everybody say hello. Sorry to bring the temperature down of the room, but this one right here, this one's for you, Stu. Woo! Yeah, that's a good one. How's everybody doing?
Okay.
Been better now.
Been better now. You know,
Yeah.
I know people didn't tune in here for
No,
that conversation, but
it needs to be out there. It needs to be spoken. It needs to have the moment. It's respect. It's everything. So I mean, it brings the mood down, but it's also stuff that needs to be talked about because it is family.
Right.
So
his family has thanked me because it's given him something to focus on and
Right.
something to feel good about. And I'm glad that he's actually home with his family. The situation of the long-term care that he was in was, that's not how I want to go.
No.
And
No way.
and Stuart, he's had a hard way to go, being paralyzed and everything else, but that never stops him from giving to others. And so he has been a blessing, and that's where I want to try and return the favor to him.
yeah,
So I see James Nooks in the house. What's up, James? How you doing?
you're going through the
I'm over
airport
here.
apparently.
Yeah, I'm at the Houston airport. I went to Miami. It was cool, but the first 2 days though it was nothing but solid rain. But luckily Saturday,
You came
then we
during
had a
tropical
nice day.
depression.
Oh my gosh! I
Okay.
mean, where I'm from. When it rains hard. I mean, it wasn't a hard rain there, but it was just nonstop.
It's the lightning I like. It's the lightning and thunder that you get. That's a
Mhm.
little bit more of this area. So yeah, I definitely am with you there. I feel better about the sleeping because when those nights happen, you can get a lot better sleep. I'm like, usually people pay for this, this kind of ambiance.
Mhm. Yeah, I got plenty of sleep. Hey, that in the hotel room, but
Yeah, nothing
it
to
ended
do.
up all right. It is what it is. I'm not gonna complain.
How's it traveling?
Not bad. I'm at Houston right now, waiting to connect here, and then I go back to Columbus. It's kind of odd they had me go from Miami to Houston, then from Houston to Columbus, but it is what it is. They
Yeah.
don't really have any direct flights.
Sometimes those flights, it don't make sense at all. Joshua, shout out to you for the super chat. Stu, prayers, and wish you the best. we're going to be doing drawings every day. I've lit that candle. Hopefully, it's still burning for Stu. We're going to be doing a drawing for the Dak Prescott piece today, and giving those away on a daily basis. So, with the Dallas Cowboys, how are you guys feeling? Are you guys feeling better about the Cowboys with the OTAs and the team that we have? Are you still wanting and wishing that we had signed a bunch of overpriced free agents? Do you think we need to go ahead and make some moves? I know Ava had said she heard of a proposed trade. I saw somebody else write that where they were talking about trading Tristan Hill to New England for their first round wide receiver who's been basically like Tristan Hill.
Okay.
If
Yeah. Okay. Then that makes more sense.
well, I'm not sure that Tristan Hill is going to be making on the roster.
Yeah, well, what some of these wide receivers as well too. So I mean, you never know. You don't have a room that you're like, okay, that you have like 3 or 4 guys, that you're like, okay, that's definitely CeeDee Lamb, he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah,
Obviously, Gallup, he's obviously not going anywhere. There's certain people there, but once you get past the third receiver, it's like, what's going on there? So you can't guarantee anything. So that one right there, that does make room because. Tristan Hill is a guy that's in a very full room with, some pretty good, competition.
Well, you start thinking about it because, they're not going to get rid of Ridgeway. Quentin Bohannon might be on the bubble. I would say Quentin Bohannon and Tristan Hill would probably be the two. Osa's not going to go anywhere. We know that Neville Gallimore's not going to go anywhere. Maybe Carlos Watkins could be, but I think I would keep Carlos Watkins over Tristan Hill. And then Basham can play tackle too.
Emil Harry, the wide receiver from New England.
Yeah,
and I take Emil Harry because, he's a younger body and he's fresher than T.J. Hilton.
T.Y. Hilton, yeah. Shout out to Lola. Thank you for the super chat. Got you in there for the drawings as well.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Rock. There's another one of my posse that we are going to Dallas. Rock, you just joined in. We got some news on Stuart. Stuart is not doing well at all, and they think it's just a matter of time. He's probably not going to make it till we get down there this weekend. Oh, he froze up on that. So we've got a candle burning for him. I took a good shot of rum, and we'll see what the family's wishes are if they still want us to come down this weekend or not. So there's that.
Hold on. So they might not want us to come?
Oh, no. I gave them that option on that.
Okay.
They're basically saying that it could be any day. They don't think he's going to make it past 5 days. He's got 24-hour hospice nurse care right now. His big wish, and he made me promise that we take care of Mama. So I'm planning on going as long as, it's okay with the family.
Yeah.
And he's froze up a little bit there. And we got
Hold on. I'm
Brian.
take it off Wi-Fi.
Okay. Here's an interesting one for you. I was sitting out at the fish pond there contemplating life. One thing, if you guys really watch me on a regular, is I try to have places where I could kind of meditate, and just kind of step back from the world. My fish pond's one, the fire pit's another one. And that's one of those things that I think everybody should do. Just have a place where you can go to just...
Mark, can I pause you for 1 second?
Sure.
Look this mine right here. I just finished it when you just said that.
Your tent. Okay. You're out camping.
That's my meditation.
Okay.
No, I'm in the house.
Oh, you got a tent. Oh, you got a tent. But isn't it hot out there in Texas?
Oh, yeah, it is. It's a 90.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to make the sacrifice in order to get your peace and quiet.
Okay. So wait a minute.
Exactly.
Is that Mama induced that your place is a tent outside to get away?
Yeah, come on, Rob.
Yeah.
That's where your wife tells you to go when you're not a good boy.
Exactly.
I mean, is that the doghouse?
That's my doghouse.
That's the rock house when he needs to get away. You want to get, the Southwest commercial. Rock, you want to get away. You going out to your tent, dog. Look, his
It's my
tent
whole
doesn't
thing.
even have a bottom to it, man. He's sleeping on the dirt. Come on, man. No,
No, it does. It does. Here, I'll switch it. I'll show you the inside. It's actually pretty
How's
great.
everybody
oh,
doing?
there it does. I'm sorry. It does. It has a bottom.
Good, Brian, man. Good to
Okay.
hear from you.
I'm doing pretty good, Brian.
Stacey, how you doing?
Arthur Macon says, please keep him in his prayers. He's had a
I'm good.
total knee replacement, and it's
A little
home
sad,
rehab.
but yeah, we're good.
Me too.
Yeah.
We're definitely sad. So we're gonna.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, here it is.
Oh, that's pretty comfortable. A lot of room.
Yeah. No, but it actually has also for a hot stove or whatever, hot
Oh,
tub.
there you go. All right. So you're right. You come.
hot tub?
Are you gonna bring that to the trailer
Yeah.
park?
I was thinking about it. I'm just airing it out because it smelled a little bit.
Okay. I've got the deluxe camper spot at the place. So it's got picnic tables outside. It's got chairs there. It's got the fire pit. It's got a lawn around it. So we got space for you to pop the tent out there too.
All right, perfect.
So we'll definitely be there, and we're definitely going to be plenty of bottles of rum so we can honor my buddy Stuart. So I was sitting here thinking when I was out contemplating with the fish. You know, I actually like to play with the fish. I'll go on one side and they'll swim to one side and follow me because they think I'm going to feed them over there. Then I'll mess with them and go to the other side and stuff and things. But I started thinking about free agency in the Dallas Cowboys. Think about where we were 2 years ago at safety. Right? Where were we 2 years ago at safety? We were ass, right?
Yeah, we're searching for one. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we were still thinking, should we try and sign Earl Thomas? Because remember, we were talking about trading the number 2 for him. Thank God
Yeah.
we didn't trade for him.
Like, honestly, it felt like we were desperate on Valentine's Day, and anybody that became available, we were like, oh, maybe a relationship.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, because at first it was, you know, the flirtation, and of course he went to Baltimore. Thank God we dodged that bullet because, again, you know, he was looking for like $14-15 million a year.
That was a lot of dodged bullets. Very Matrix.
Right. Think about Jamal Adams, because remember, they got pissed off at us because, you know, they were trying to make a deal for Zach Martin and a first-round pick, right?
They wanted 2 first-round picks or something with that?
Well, they wanted a first round, and they wanted Zach Martin.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They ended up getting 2 number 1s from Seattle. For a guy, you look at it now and say, yeah, you know, he's an in-the-box safety. He might as well be a linebacker because he can't cover. So we dodged the bullet there, you know, and that's when we had Xavier lays the wood, which never laid any wood. He became more of softwood. He was a great lead blocker for the other opposition, you know, going down the field. And we signed guys like Clinton Ha Dix, right? And Clinton, he got laughed out of Dallas in training camp. Take a look at where we are now when you think about Jaron Curse at $3.5 million. I'm sorry, $3.7 million. When we signed him last year, how many people were like, yes, we got ourselves a safety, right? Was anybody?
I got some Cowboy people sitting right behind me.
Oh, there you go.
I'm on a live stream.
Okay.
Cowboys live stream, and I told him.
Jobu Sports Report, what's up?
What's up?
Okay. Hey, there's Vado. What's up, Vado? How you doing today, man?
Look, tell you,
Tell me to go follow us.
and you could come to you afterwards if you want.
I didn't quite. I'm sorry, Vado. I didn't get that one.
And he could come to you afterwards.
Oh, you need to talk to me afterwards. No problem. Just stay on the line after we kill the stream. Okay? Yeah. So we got Jaron Curse, you know, although Stephen Jones tried to do his best to try and piss him off so he wouldn't come back, you know, and he deleted all of his Cowboy stuff. But we look at it and say, he's pretty good, right?
Yep.
Okay. And so Malik
That's
Hooker,
pretty
you know, we had Malik Hooker coming back from the ruptured Achilles. You know, he was okay last year, but you're hearing some raving about him, of course, this offseason, and it looks like he's going to be a starter too, right? $2.5 million. And you think about going into last offseason, how we thought that Donovan Wilson was, you know, hey, we're in good shape. We got Donovan Wilson. He's a backup. And then we turn around and Marquez Bell is looking like he's right now second string.
Yeah,
We
he takes the
literally
place of
turned
KZ.
our safety situation 180 around and haven't spent $8 million.
Yeah, he takes the place of KZ. He's more athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only reason why KZ doesn't come back is because of the trouble that he got into.
Yeah, well, he signed, didn't he?
He signed with
he did sign somebody, but that was a little bit after.
New Orleans,
signed
maybe.
with, I think it was either Pittsburgh or Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
underwhelmed. You know,
It was Tampa Bay.
not every move is going to work out.
No, but think about it though. That's 2 free agents we got that are now 2 starters for us in our secondary, and you don't look at it and say our secondary's ass.
No, Malik Hooker's upside remains.
Yeah.
He came out of the draft.
Yeah.
I just
Very
worry
high.
about. Yeah, I just worry about his health. I mean, but you got some good backups that are, you got good backups.
Well,
That's just
that's my point. We went from having no safeties whatsoever to now all of a sudden we've got starters and we've got decent backups
You got Donovan Wilson
without spending a whole bunch of money. So
fighting for playing time.
exactly. So do we look at this and say maybe Stephen Jones isn't as bad as we think?
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
He's like, no, stop right there, stop.
Even a blind squirrel finds it.
What's
He's
that?
been working at that for like 10 years. Like,
Okay.
he finally got safeties.
You know what, Mark?
What's that?
If he can sign Anthony Barr, I may.
It's not going to happen, Thomas. You've been crying for it
For quite a while.
I would like
longer
that,
than I have.
And they got $10 million more, but whatever.
I want Barr and I want who. I want them to pull the trigger on Debo, but that's not happening.
San Francisco's not going to let him out.
Simi's running with the first team. Nothing against Simi.
Mhm.
Simi Fehoko. But if we're going to hold our hopes on him and
I just think people need opportunities, though. I mean, that's the thing is that when it comes to talent, there's a big difference between CD Lamb and Simi Fehoko, obviously. But when you talk about opportunities to make something and show us, obviously it's been pushed on one side more than the other. I'm not saying that he needs to be the starter or anything, but I'm interested to see once the game actually starts, is he a gamer? Because that's how Dak was in the beginning. Remember, Dak couldn't throw a straight pass in practice at all, and then the games came on, and all of a sudden he was a different person.
To Ava.
Is Simi Fehoko that person like that? I'm just curious.
Or James Washington. Don't sleep on James Washington either, because I think he's got a little bit of dog in him.
I like James Washington. I do. I had fears of a few years ago before we got Amari.
Mm-hmm.
How horrible the beginning of the season was. I'm sure everybody remembers that Monday night football game against Tennessee. Where I think that was Amari's first game, but I don't know that he was in the lineup. It was horrible.
I was at that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was at that game.
Yeah.
It's hard to name receivers from that group either, too. I mean, it was pretty.
It's just I'm a little gun shy. I want some bullets, but we'll see.
Well, here's an interesting thing. Okay, now I've been talking about 12 personnel forever here because I look at it and say you're not going to have Michael Gallup. Your other wide receivers, you don't know exactly what you have, and you've got Jake Ferguson, tight end, that he might end up being the real deal as far as blocking. It's more dynamic as an offense. You get Zeke or Tony Pollard back there. But with the Cowboys running a lot of Tony Pollard actually out as a wide receiver, the Cowboys could actually come out with 22 personnel.
Is his hands better than our third or fourth receiver?
Well, but see the flexibility though that you could have.
Yes, but he's got to catch it.
He's got to catch
it.
Yeah, but the thing is though, if you get him the ball in space, he is fantastic. He's like Debo. When you look at some of the film and the tape on him, most of his plays are plays that he's outside where he's making people miss. And if you're going to go through and do some play action again, you're talking about 22 personnel is a straight running formation. But if you've got Jake Ferguson who can block and catch, if you've got Dalton Schultz who can block and catch, if you got Tony Pollard in there, if you're a defensive coordinator and you see him come out in 22 personnel, what are you lining up on as far as your defense?
Yeah, you're going to be a lot of linebackers and defensive linemen, yeah.
Well, okay. Then all of a sudden you shift and you put Tony Pollard outside as a receiver. You got CD Lamb, and you've got Dalton Schultz there. So now all of a sudden you've got an advantage of having guys that are going against linebackers, right? I mean, and I'm not saying that this should be an every down type formation, but this is one of those things that we need to have something different that's not as predictable for the Cowboys. Because more than anything else, I think everybody knows what the hell the Cowboys want to do. And it's easier to stop somebody when you know what they want to do.
Yeah, the money flow within this offense is what kind of proves what we want to do.
Yeah.
We need to get the hell out of shotgun.
Need to get good at what?
We need to get the hell out of shotgun. We play too much shotgun.
Oh, play too much shotgun? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But if you line up...
What airport James Nooks in, Mark?
I'm sorry?
What airport James Nooks in?
Houston.
Houston.
Oh, like LAX. I was in LAX last week.
Oh, okay. But, you know, all those airports look alike, man.
Yeah.
They all look alike when you're up inside of it. But, you know, just thinking about trying to do something that people are going to be surprised about. And that's one of those things that you could do. Because technically what you could end up doing is you line up with two running backs in the backfield, split Dalton Schultz out, split Ferguson out, have Tony Pollard go in motion out, and all of a sudden now you got 4 wideouts. It could happen. Is it am I crazy? Probably.
No.
But we need to do something to keep people guessing.
I still haven't got my clothes out yet.
Thomas being lazy.
There we got Brian.
Yeah.
What we got a resident Washington fan. What's up, Brian? How you doing?
They had so much stuff on sale.
I said what, Thomas? So just trying to figure out what the Cowboys. See, here's the thing: is trying to figure out what the Cowboys are going to do, because you can't rely solely just on C.D. Lamb without Michael Gallup in the first part of the season. It did make me feel good to see him out there working with the bands already. That's actually very encouraging to see that.
If he's working with the bands, that's normally towards the end, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to agree. Yeah, that's when you can already walk and never do everything on it, and you're trying to strengthen it to start running on it. So yeah, it's...
Shout out to the Bears
Well, McCarthy had more play calls in the playbook.
You know, if he does 1 or 2 play calls, McCarthy would be more than what he did last year. I mean,
true on that one. McCarthy looks like he's slimmed down quite a bit.
That's all that stress.
Now, that was going to be my question. Is it because he's stressing out, or is he working hard?
Heat out there.
It's hot.
I never understood, though. You got a state-of-the-art facility. You can't, you're there early in the morning. You can't hit the gym for 45 minutes. Come on, man.
They got to write the plays down, man. Come on.
Oh, you have nutritionists in the building. I mean, it's not like...
I mean, don't get me wrong. You have to pay
I don't know,
for
but
it
you know the Cowboys charge for lunch, though. The Cowboys charge for lunch, so he may be bringing, or stopping off at McDonald's on the way, so he doesn't get charged.
They have a whole buffet for him, though.
Yeah, but you know how it is with the Cowboys, man. You know how it is with the Cowboys. We have practice on Thursday and Friday, I think, this week. Is it Thursday and Friday, or is it Wednesday and Thursday for OTAs? And then we have 3-day mini camp when we're going to be actually down in Dallas.
When we're going to be actually.
All right, somebody's got me on in the background. If you do, mute your mic.
Echo.
No,
Cowboy for life.
I ain't got no fans on.
Okay, there we go. It's gone. People that you're so far with OTAs, and I always love this that everybody's like, oh man, guys that are impressing in OTAs. There's no pads. It's not really that live and all that. So until the pads really come on, I'm not sure that means a lot. But our secondary, our safeties have been looking pretty good. Like I said, I feel good about Malik Hooker in this next year. Definitely feel good about Jaron Kearse. My man Micah, of course, looks great. I haven't heard much about Sam Williams right now so far.
I got a question for our ex-football players. I know Mark played in college. What do you guys take out of 7-on-7?
I think
honestly.
it's really. I mean, positives and negatives.
More for the wide receivers and
I'm
safeties.
going somewhere with this. I was listening to the radio. I guess it was yesterday on my way
Yeah, I
home.
heard it.
Well, this is in Philly, and I'm in South Jersey, and to hear these guys talk about Jalen Hurts going, I was laughing out loud. He went like 11 for 13 with 2 touchdowns, and then they couched it by saying, "Well, it's 7-on-7."
Yeah. I mean, there's no rush. There's nobody in your face.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. There's nobody rushing the quarterback.
No pressure.
So
defensive
when
guy.
we talk about, like Mark was just talking about, when we talk about what they're doing now, there's not much we could. Hey, I just want them out there learning the playbook. At this point,
Shout out to Arthur Macon.
You want
Got you
the
covered.
young people learning the playbook, not thinking on the field. As far as Dak going 9 for 10, it doesn't do nothing for me. So the fact that they're worried about that is embarrassing.
I agree.
Sorry, that's embarrassing.
I think the only time I've ever been impressed in any way with 7-on-7 kind of talk was when they were talking about Leighton Vander Esch when they first came, and they were like, well, he played in the school where they had to play that. And so defensively, it's harder to cover more field because, you have to be able to cover.
I did see that, yeah.
So that's the positive.
In high school, he played on where he had to cover more ground. Yeah. There wasn't 11 guys on the field.
Here's how I'll go ahead and put it. I remember seeing, we had a punter named John Druitt, okay? And in practice, where he's just kicking it, he's punting the fucker 70 yards. It's a little different when you're getting the ball snapped and you got people rushing. I don't see you punting the 70 yards. And in the same way for the quarterback, when you have a nose tackle who's got his hands up in the air, it makes it a little harder to see, what's going on. When you're starting to fear about that pressure on the outside, on 7-on-7, you've got a clear view of the field. You can see your wide receivers. You don't have to worry about getting lit up or anything like that. And
the rush
you can
is
just
not as
it's not there
intense as it normally would be. You got a damn artwork, Mark, of Hurts getting smothered.
Yeah.
So
TV football. That's what it is. Cause ain't nobody hitting or listening. It's non-tackle football. So how can you get the most out of practice if you're going to hit the quarterback?
Right. When you're hitting the quarterback. Definitely.
How can
Brian.
you get the most out of practice when you're going to hit the quarterback? It's not live practice. It's more of a glorified practice.
Shout out to Primetime Phil. Thank you for that super chat and the support for Stuart.
Darn, Brian.
Brian.
Darn, Mark, when you 7-on-7, the quarterback is in the backfield like a statue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like flag football.
I'm just pointing out.
Brian.
Yeah.
The only reason why I said I thought I heard the same thing, because I heard the radio over here. They're talking about 7-on-7 and talking about all that, about football. That's what I thought. So
I was just.
My son plays it, and the quarterback is just standing still. Ain't nobody going after him.
I already had something I wanted to talk about, and that was a good segue. It was just, it was laughable, and they're like, the sky's the limit. I shit you not, they were talking 15 wins. It said if he can play like that in the real season, and
that's a big if.
Ball,
That's the problem.
Stop it. Please stop it.
To me, Jalen Hurts, that's the problem, man. The sky is the limit. When there's footprints on the moon, he's as far as he's going to go as the sky.
I want to see. I was happy early on to see our rookie receiver, in Jalen Tolbert. He looked like he has hands, like he was like Spider-Man out there. I don't need to see a lot. I don't need to see. I'm not impressed.
Well, I saw the same thing with CeeDee Lamb, and then when it came to game time,
right.
Obviously you don't want your receiver catching flashy stuff. You want him to put both hands on the ball. So I understand why he switched it up, but the concentration thing there.
Yeah, run the route, learn the playbook. like guys like Tyler Smith, who needs to work on their footwork and your fundamentals.
At least they got a good receiver to add to it. I mean, yes, Cooper, man, getting rid of him, I think is going to be a big mistake, but I'm not saying Jalen's going to take over or anything like that either. I'm just saying at least you got somebody in there that can
There's
help.
a lot of bodies there. Yeah. We have two, between him and Simi Fehoko, we have, I mean, he was.
DJ Vasher is the one I'm hearing from camp as well. I mean, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and I really like Washington.
Yeah,
looking at some of his highlight tapes.
Later, James. Be safe.
He's a good route runner.
Yes.
Well, it's for me. I'm old school. Okay, or I should just say old. We had spring football at JMU, which were like 20 padded practices that were live, and for me, I still can't understand and fathom. Where you actually don't do any tackling. Nobody gets taken to the ground. You don't. It's like training for NASCAR, and you're only driving 55 miles an hour during the week, and then all of a sudden you got to drive 200 on Sunday.
More people seem to be ripping Achilles and all that kind of stuff.
And let's not. I mean, I know it's all exciting and all, but I don't want to see Micah Parsons lining up at receiver. I don't need to see that.
Well,
because that's the first thing I thought of. Is he? I know he's a young guy, but we don't need him hurting himself. I mean, tearing a muscle like a soft tissue.
It's always usually somebody doing something that they're not trained to do.
Right.
For example, what was it, Coy McCoy over there the other couple of years? Like he was just holding the pad as the offensive lineman, so his defensive guys could go. Then he hurt himself.
I don't need to see like a tactical quarterback, Micah. I'm good with that.
Well, here's the flip side of it. The Eagles are only having 6 off-season workouts, and they're not having a mini.
And they have a big roster turnover. That's what's crazy.
Well, right, a lot of new pieces, from AJ Brown and everything else, and I'm kind of like, you're worried about getting injured in OTAs, and it's not even physical.
You're already hearing. You are already hearing what I've been saying about Anthony Davis.
That
he's hanging out at Geno Steaks.
Is it true that one of the Eagles starting linemen retired yesterday? Brandon.
No, that was already. He had already filed for his retirement.
Yeah.
They just did a ceremonial. They pulled it. They flipped the switch on the actual move. He had already said he was retiring.
So yesterday was official.
Yeah, that was just the way. That was the Eagles making it official. He hadn't been here.
Okay. Because he was one of the starting linemen, and he was
Brandon Brooks. He's the one that he was the one that kept missing time for mental health.
Yergi Perez says, "Stop hating on other teams." No, but no, we're just commenting that Jordan Davis that he's listed at 335, but he's actually 345. He was 341 at the combine. And, the Eagle fans are saying, no, man, his face is slimmed down. He's put on some more muscle. It's like, okay. All right. I'm just saying.
If I got to see a tweet or I got to see somebody saying Jordan Davis, I want to call it the way I see it. I told you he was going to be a rotational guy. Things could change, but, we shall see.
Yeah, if you're getting a guy like that, you need to know what you're getting. And if he's a rotational guy, you need to kind of be on board with that. But don't try to, blow smoke where there's not any kind of fire going, Just
there you go.
Know what you have and just
come on, man.
Accept it.
They're going to needle us. I'm going to needle you back. That's all.
But what they gave up for a rotational guy? You need that pick to be.
He's double fisting a Geno Steaks.
Nasty ass steaks at that.
I would be a little annoyed if I gave up what they gave up for a rotational guy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that always goes back to: do you take a D lineman that early? I know, Mark, you want the trash can full of dirt, and so do I. But you could tend to get those guys later. The Vita Veas aren't in the draft every year.
No, they're not. They really are not.
And even him, I would say he struggled the first 2 years of his career. It took him a good 3 years.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, okay, and I know Eagle fans going to say I'm having revisionist history, but I'm just going to say, was Jordan Davis as good as he was because he's just a phenomenal player, Or was he also good because they had so many great players
Bingo.
on that defense?
Bingo.
You know, you look at that whole defense, everybody was good. They couldn't say we have to stop Jordan Davis.
They were stacked.
Yeah.
See, Mark.
Yeah.
See, Mark, you had said something about that a long time ago about players. I remember when you said it. You said, "Be careful about the teams they were,
the big team. Yeah.
Be careful about the teams that they were surrounded with."
Yeah, exactly.
Because sometimes a team can be so good,
that it makes everybody look good. It makes everybody. It makes everybody look good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You said that. And certain players, when they get up to that next level, you don't hear from them no more.
Right. See,
I'll give you an example of that.
Right.
A lot of them Alabama players, some Tide players.
Yeah, because they have a lot of great players around them.
You don't hear from them no more.
And see, if you go back and say, okay, with Dak for the Mississippi State being actually ranked #1, you looked at the players around him. The only other player on that team that got drafted on the offense was the tight end in the 6th round. So you looked at that and say,
that because he got drafted to Indianapolis.
Right. And you looked at that and said, he ain't got no people around him that's making him look good. They were winning because of him. But then you get somebody, like you say, you get Jordan Davis. How many guys off that defense got drafted?
Five.
Everybody.
Exactly. Everybody did. But I guarantee you not every one of them is as good as people think that they are. But if I've got 5 guys that are playing lights out, well, guess what? It's easy for me to look good.
I mean, he was, but when you put it together, I mean, he was one of the pieces. So,
yes, he was one of the pieces.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying he's not a good talent.
No, and exactly. But
I'm just saying.
Obviously, he's not a. I'm not going to put, it's not the same category, but he's not a Deion Sanders. He's not going to turn your team into all of a sudden that, push.
Yeah.
And I got news for you. Fletcher, he's going to have to, it actually could work out for them. Yeah, because Fletcher is all but cooked.
Yeah,
Fletcher
he's old.
Cox.
Yeah.
So if you have a rotational, and while we're talking Eagles, it's my fault, but I apologize. But, that will help Fletcher Cox.
It may be the Tyler Smith to Tyron Smith replacement, school of thought that you take your time building him up, and then next year he becomes the heir apparent.
You automatically get mega play. Go make it real quick, or you won't be on milky for long.
I just wanted to. We always have a lot of Eagles fans in here. We'll give them a little segment. There you go.
Well, it's funny because, Eagle fans are saying, well, why are you talking about the Eagles? It's like, because all you jackasses are in here.
That's what I mean.
You might as well give you a little bit of content.
You're welcome.
You're here. You're part of our chat here. So I was like, obviously, we bring it up because you guys are constantly talking about it.
There's Philadelphia.
There he is.
Philadelphia, Mark. Then it should be easy for Jordan Davis because our Eagles D-line is so good. There you go. See?
Oh, yeah.
Last time I heard that, you guys had Nnamdi Asomugha. How'd that work out for you?
The dream team that turned into a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah. And they get Murray real quick.
Yeah, very quick.
They got real quick. They look bad real quick. Okay, so we have the Eagles talking about after 7-on-7 being 15-win team. So
that was one of their local radio hosts on Saturday on their WIP 94.1.
Okay, I think that might be a little.
And he's like,
bit...
oh no, I'm going to hear a lot. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Sorry.
Well,
who's rushing the passer? Nobody.
He's taking a cue from Dan Orlovsky of ways of making a name for yourself by saying stupid shit.
Yeah, the Dan Orlovsky effect.
Yeah, go through, say something that's totally off the wall, and people will come through and tell you you're an idiot. And at least people are watching.
He's not a winning quarterback. Come on.
Yeah, he walked out. I think he was the quarterback who decided to take a safety.
Yeah, the back of the end zone.
Yeah, he rolled out and just kept going.
Yeah, that is Dan Orlovsky. Yes.
He played for.
And then Matt Stafford
And then he'll sit there and say, "Well, just because, don't get me wrong, he was an NFL quarterback. So for me to be,
Was he?
Listen,
No.
sorry,
Was he really?
Say what you say.
The thing with Dan though is that like, it's not the fact of okay, you're sticking by your word and everything like that, but it's the people that he does back up that he says are amazing and stuff that
Carson Wentz?
discredits him even more. I think that's the worst
You mean
part.
with
of it.
Carson Wentz?
Yeah, all those kind of
Yeah.
comments, and how he's going to take over the league, and it's like, dude, really? That's
Let
what makes
Carson
those other
Wentz
comments
have
bad.
one good stretch.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
2
he'll
good
be all
games
over
and
it.
it'll be he's a Hall of
gonna
Famer.
be the next.
That's the thing about it.
I told you.
Carson Wentz will have a good stretch. We all know that. That's how it happens.
Mm-hmm.
He
And
will.
then
have
he'll
a good
fall
stretch,
on
and
his face.
Then he will fall.
But you got to realize.
Oh, you. I don't think he's gonna let you.
How's he gonna
Mark said it best. He's gonna have a good stretch, but somewhere down the line he's going to eventually die.
Yeah.
He's in Washington, and that may be sooner than later. Okay.
Well, maybe they're just hoping that 2 negatives make a positive.
No. Come on, guys. Let's be clear here. Nobody gets out of Washington unscathed, okay? Ryan Fitzpatrick, who survived 8 other bad franchises,
dude, I know.
didn't get out of the first half of a game.
I was waiting for him to finish out his NFL bingo before he was going to retire, but I guess he's done.
And finally, I mean,
So Ryan Fitzpatrick's not playing no more?
he retired.
No, he's retired.
The curse of the Washington Commanders.
He retired a few days ago.
Yeah, he's going to be maybe in the booth.
For one day.
No, that's Brady. That's different.
I'll take him as a backup.
Who? Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, as a backup. Yeah.
I like him.
Oh, that would be a great backup. Yeah.
Well, he's finally called
He's
it quits.
done, but I mean, if you're asking me, he's one of those guys who can get hot and win you a couple games.
Yeah.
But to start a season and say, well, we have Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzpatrick for the whole season.
Yeah, that's our main guy. Then you're screwed.
He's really good as a backup. Like, you need to switch things up. Your offense is not doing good.
I mean, he's a guy who don't need reps. He can come in throwing, just hitting people. Exactly. That's what you need. Somebody can get hot quick.
That's what we need here. I don't.
Right. As much as everybody loves Cooper Rush, he's not that guy. He needs a week of preparation, getting all the practice snaps. A guy like Fitzpatrick will come right in and go, all right, I'm going to win you this game just because.
Who do I throw it to? 88. All right, do it.
Mike over here says Wentz is already carving his own gravestone in Washington. Damn, that's some cold stuff, man. Wentz,
he's gonna come out hot, Mark. You watch, and then all the talk you're gonna have to hear it down there at the DMV.
Yeah, well, won't faze me none because I know Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz, and the real Wentz will show up eventually. But somehow.
For how many games can people be that good?
Yeah, he better get good.
Yeah.
For how many games can he be good? I said 4 games. He might be alright.
Yeah. 4. That's it.
Yeah.
See how the rest of the team does, what their new name.
Yeah.
So Mark, what's the schedule for the like mini camp? I mean, like the OTAs. Like, when are the players getting out of town?
They are OTAs. While we're down there, I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday. Remember, you were looking at the star for the tours. The reason why there's no tours is because Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday they're practicing.
Okay. So they'll be around.
So mini camp will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
It'll be over, but they don't usually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mark.
Maybe in the morning we end up dropping by the Star and hanging out front for a little bit before we get to work.
Maybe I'll throw some balls to Michael Anthony Fitness.
There you go. There's
Mark,
the field out there. Yes, sir.
On the Star.
I'm gonna let you in on something. I went to the Star back in 2018. I'm gonna let you in some. I'm let you in on something so you can be ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot videotape.
I know.
Videotape
You can't.
anything inside the Star.
Oh, I know. You can't. Here's the thing. Here's what's crazy is I've been to the Star many, many times and trying to go in and do the tour, but they've always either when the Super Bowl was in Houston, we actually flew to Dallas. Hope we made our flight, and this was maybe me jinxing it. I said, honey, let's fly into Dallas and we'll drive to Houston just in case the Cowboys make the Super Bowl. Okay. So we went to Dallas. We went to the Star. I was trying to do the tour, but we didn't have enough time to get the tour because the tour was late in the afternoon. Another time we came back, and I was trying to do the tour, but we had a flight to fly back out, and I wanted to get in the Star and couldn't. So I was like, look, dude, I'm only here for a couple hours, and I got to go. It's my stuff. And he's like, well, I tell you what. He's like, go over to the building over there. That's the Cowboys headquarters and see if there's something they can do for you. And so I went over there. This is funny. It was kind of hilarious. I knock on the door. The security guy comes up and says, hey, what's up? I said, hey, I'm Mark Holmes from Jobu. He's like, we know who you are. I was like, oh, okay. I said, listen, man. I said, I got to catch a flight in a couple hours and things. I said, man, I'm trying to go see the Star and everything else and get some footage and things on there. He said, hold on. He goes and gets the supervisor. And the supervisor comes over and starts talking. He says, hey. I said, hey, how you doing? I'm Mark from Jobu. He said, we know who you are. And in my mind, I'm thinking, Jerry Jones and said, hey, if you see that guy, don't let him anywhere near the Star because that son of a bitch is crazy.
I took a tour.
Okay. So he says, hold on for a second. He goes to get his supervisor. His supervisor comes over and I said, hey, man, how you doing? I'm Mark. He said, we know who you are. I said, man, listen, I'm only here for a couple more hours and I'm trying to get some footage and stuff and things for my channel and stuff. He said, okay. He said, I'll tell you what. I'm going to let you in here for 5 minutes. You can go over with the trophies and the rings. I was like, oh, shit. So I went on in there. I got to see this. You know, when you first go in the building, of course, it's incredible. You know, this is the headquarters. If you go to the right, they've got the Super Bowl trophies and they've got all the rings. So he let me go in there and get the videotapes and stuff on there, and that was that. But yeah, I remember they said you can't take pictures or videos or anything.
That's crazy. So we're gonna be in the locker room, and I can't take a picture.
Mark.
Nope. Now, if we go to the stadium now, you can go ahead and take all the pictures you want.
You better get a hold of Dax.
So, Mark, what you're saying, though, yeah. So what he's saying that we're about to get backstage, Brian. We're about to get backstage out there.
Yeah. So we'll go.
I took a tour of Valley Ranch. It was I was back in 92, and I went to Dallas 92 and 93, and back-to-back years we went. It was a local. It was a trip through the local the radio station. The actual radio host was a Dallas fan, so I went with a bunch of Eagles fans, me and my brother. But we went to Valley Ranch. It was awesome. I can't go to Dallas and not, go to the Star. So
we're going to the Star. We're going to the Star, definitely. And there's restaurants. There's the big Dallas Cowboys store that's there and stuff. You know, when you're walking outside, they have all of the Hall of Fame players and stuff, markers and stuff on there. It's really cool. And we'll be staying in Arlington. So
I haven't even gone to the stadium yet. And I live here.
You're about an hour away, Rock.
Hey, man, I understand that.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting for the special moment. So
I live in Florida. I don't go to the beach, so I understand.
I hear you, Phil. I got the beach, 40 minutes away. Wildwood, Ocean City, Atlantic City.
Eric Early. Roma was a waste from the beginning. What are you? No, this Eric Early. That sounds like he's kind of late. Roma was a waste from the beginning. Roma was a good quarterback.
No, exactly.
Roma gave me hope at least. Like the rest of the team.
I love Roma.
Yeah, we got Roma. We got Roma in this room.
He gave me hope at least, that's all he brought. We had Quincy Carter and all that crap before. And
we had Ryan Leaf here. Okay.
Oh my God.
I mean,
we had Drew Bledsoe here.
I mean, Bledsoe wasn't awful, but it was fast as time.
Just think about who we had here. We had Randall Cunningham here for a year.
I was actually excited about that one.
I was.
But this was not the Randall Cunningham who was in Minnesota that had that incredible season. This was Randall Cunningham ready for the retirement.
We had Harold Carmichael too for a year.
Yeah, we did.
We did, didn't we?
Or at least he was in camp.
Down in Philly.
For those out there that are talking about how much he sucked, let me give you the list. We had Randall Cunningham, Anthony Wright, Quincy Carter, went back to Anthony Wright, Ryan Leaf, Quint Stoner, Chad Hutchinson, went back to Quincy Carter, Vinny Testaverde, Drew Henson, then we went to Drew Bledsoe, and then Tony Romo.
Defense wasn't good.
So literally, we had Brad Johnson here for a while too, but that was Brad Johnson who was past the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay.
Don't forget, some of them play baseball.
Was it Drew? I think Drew Henson played baseball. Vito, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was.
But I liked the Romo in the fourth quarter though. Every time we got to the fourth quarter, I was like, all right, here we go. We're gonna do something. Because he was actually not that bad in the fourth quarters.
Well, the 2007 season was the year that we had a stacked team. After that year, Tony Romo was still relatively, young as far as starting and stuff, on the team. That was a team that should have gone all the way. But after that, our offensive line was never really that good. And he took a lot of punishment and a lot of abuse. And it wasn't until really we got Tyron Smith that we realized we need to protect the quarterback. And I think we ended up drafting Zeke because they figured we need to have a running game to protect Tony Romo.
Yeah.
We were forced to kind of change instead of looking at it and saying, we're just going to throw the hell out of the football and that's going to be it. They realized we got to protect the quarterback and have a running game. And we need to realize that again with Dak as well, because our offensive line last year was lacking and we could not run the ball the second half of the season with it. We're basically, playing Russian roulette with Tyron Smith.
Yep.
Miss Jackie, what's up?
I would say we wasted some of Romo's better years.
Oh, definitely.
And I would go back to the same Stephen Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Even back then, we always needed, if you remember, we either had the offense that was just, could score at will, but we couldn't stop anybody. We would never do that extra move. We just would not do it. And I blame Stephen Jones for that. I mean, sorry, he's the whipping boy, but that's the fact.
He's a future.
We didn't do what we needed to do to win.
Well,
we should have won with Romo.
Here we are still sitting with $22.5 million. Will the Dallas Cowboys do any moves like we were talking about earlier? You say no.
You still haven't.
We had some writers saying that the Cowboys should trade Tristan Hill to New England for.
That's not going to do nothing for N'Keal Harry.
Yeah.
That's not going to do nothing. He can't play football.
I wish they would.
N'Keal, that is.
Well, we know what move you guys do want. Anthony Barr, linebacker.
Until he gets signed. Yeah, me and Thomas want Anthony Barr. Yeah,
Okay.
Until he gets signed.
Yeah. What other? I mean, we do have some money. What else?
He ain't gonna cost what I thought he was gonna cost. Clearly.
Yeah.
He ain't not on a roster now and gonna get $10 million.
Exactly.
That's not gonna happen.
Domestic.
So now what is the number?
Don't forget his
I say 8.5.
Here and Gary.
Devarius Moore, shout out to you. You're going to be in Mexico City.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think my whole thing is like,
Got you covered.
You get excited about every position. I mean, so yeah, it's there. You can also pick apart because of everything being younger. But again, it's each one I think needs work. I mean, there's not a position other than probably the safety position that I feel 100, comfortable with, and that's so vice versa from what it was last year.
Yeah, football is an interesting sport where, the fans always I want this guy, I want that guy, you're never gonna, you're not gonna have an all-star team. You can't ever have an all-star team.
Well, that was the Eagles' dream team. Tramel Callip, I got you on the GoFundMe, got you added to the drawing.
Well,
there.
no,
Appreciate
surely.
that.
I mean, you know how Dallas is with their draft picks, and Dallas did not want to give up on Tyler Biadasz. So I'm hoping he got stronger. If he got stronger, I think he's going to be good.
Here's an interesting one. Connor McGovern, the governor, has actually been taking some snacks at center.
Snacks?
snaps. Well,
Yeah, he does need a bulk
okay,
up.
he has taken some snaps at center. Okay, and he
could
was
use a
actually a
couple
center
snaps.
in college. He played some center in college. So
No, he was a center in high school too.
yeah, so which I was surprised that last year when we were trying Connor Williams some at center, and I was like, why aren't they using the governor? Because he's played center before. And
Well,
interestingly
what was
enough,
his problem?
Connor
Remember when McGovern came in? What was it, left guard?
He never played left guard in his life.
I was kind of excited because Connor Williams is, I think he was injured, but he was a walk-in penalty. He didn't do very good.
No, he couldn't get the push forward.
That was the first time he played left guard in his life.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
That's true.
and this team has this idea that they could move a guy to the left, to the right. It's a different language.
Yeah, my
It's
new
a
video.
totally different language.
It's like going from writing right-handed to writing left-handed, and that's the best way I can explain it to people.
Which is why we go back to the whole Steele being moved from right tackle
to the left.
It's not like he went to right tackle to right guard.
Yeah.
He went from right tackle to left tackle.
Yep, and that's totally different. And most people don't, people who haven't played football before don't understand the subtleties of that.
And then he went back to right tackle, and what happened?
Yeah.
Like he forgot how to walk again.
Yeah.
He had it was ugly.
I give you a firm example of that. Lyle Collins.
Yeah.
Because if you remember when he first came to Dallas, he was a left guard.
Yeah.
Because he was All-American left guard at LSU.
And then when they moved him to right, there was the learning curve.
We're not getting Treader as much as I want
We're
Treader.
not getting him.
We went and drafted, or we signed a couple. Lindstrom? They're working McGovern. We got what we got.
Surprise, yeah.
Okay.
I can't kind of forget about
Jared wasn't gonna get Jesse Trotter from the beginning because they were gonna lock horns. Because if y'all remember, Jesse Trotter is the president of the NFL Players Union.
Oh yeah.
Eric Early, what is your team? You must be an Eagle fan or a Washington fan or something, because I literally stick a fork in Zeke. Dak sucks and everything else.
He's probably like a Michigan fan.
I got something for you. Welcome to the channel.
Enough is enough. I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
If he's a Michigan fan, all I gotta say is 2 words: Taco Charles. I'll leave. Taco. I keep hearing Jason Garrett, when he did the draft call. Taco. Yeah.
Hey, Taco.
Taco.
I tell you what. See, a lot of people think that Zeke's washed up. I'm not going to say Zeke is washed up.
I don't think so.
I'm going to tell you, if the offensive line is any better than it was, especially the second half of the season, he was averaging 4.7 yards this first half of the season. 4 of those games with a tore PCL. Their holes were not there in the second half of the season. I don't know what people expect. When you've got 2 or 3 defensive tackles that are 2 and 3 yards in the backfield as he's getting the ball. That's not being a washed up back. That's being our offensive line sucked. And every time we would start getting a series going, you'd have a momentum killer of a holding penalty, or an offsides. People don't seem to understand how that changes the complexion of a game.
Not only that, Mark, he was 3rd in the league in rushing at the time.
Yeah.
He came in the best shape of his career, NFL career. He started off the season on a tear. Do we not? I'm sure we all remember that because I remember talking about it on here.
But
about how great he was doing. This guy is ripping off runs. Yeah, he didn't have the long run, but you don't need him to have the long runs anymore. He was on top of his game, and then he tore a ligament in his knee.
Right, and you don't get it, and still played the whole season.
He should have been sat down.
Yeah,
but
you got to
technically he could play.
Fell on top of the line marker.
Yeah, but
then we have
that
Rico.
too. That's it, Cowboy. For
we got Vijay. Vijay's up in here. He said Zeke used to be a home run hitter. He's not the same. Oh, no. He's not the same
home
guy?
Run hitter, but he'll run you over or around you. Okay.
And he will jack you up when you're trying to get his quarterback.
So if you're going to tackle me 7 yards downfield, good. Nice job.
Yeah, well, he's not designing this thing to be home run hitters. So as much as you want to make
No.
that as a negative, it's not a negative because that's not what he's used for. Tony Pollard is our home run hitter. So
But we gonna win the ball enough to get
hopefully we rerun it more.
Yeah, the days of Emmitt Smith getting the ball 25, 28 times a game are over. We may do it a game here or a game there to win a game.
Yeah.
You know, all right, it's pouring, it's snowing or it's raining.
Pouring down, raining.
Yeah, but let's go back to that. Let's go back to that dominating offensive line
towards the end of the year. Is best.
No problem.
Let's go back to that dominating offensive line that we had too, that were opening up holes that, you know, a tractor trailer could go through. If we had an offensive line like we had back in the 90s, we would be running Zeke Elliott 25, 30 times a game because he wouldn't be touched until the secondary. You rarely saw.
There's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, you know,
if you're getting touched behind a line of scrimmage, that's a long day for you.
Yeah, you're going to get worn down because you're going down with 300-pound guys.
Dallas. Then you will see it.
Yeah, there's a big.
Everybody, there was a guy on that team. Not that he was underrated, but Mark Stepnoski.
Oh yeah.
Great center.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was not a big guy.
Mark Stepnoski, a lot of that don't work.
Yeah.
You know, so.
My favorite guy on that line was Big E.
Oh yeah, he's actually lives not far outside of Philly. He had that nasty. He owned Reggie White. Owned him. Reggie hated playing against him. Why? He was nasty. He was dirty. Oh well, if I don't get caught, I didn't do it.
No, Miss Jackie actually just brought up a good point here. The NFL's not made a decision yet on Kevin Joseph or Deshaun Watson. I'm wondering if the Browns have a little buyer's remorse right now with that whole situation. I don't know if you guys have some of the stuff that's coming out
next year.
They probably sold jerseys and everything, so probably not.
But
there's
you
a
know
reason
what?
why they didn't get rid of Baker Mayfield. No, he's gonna miss.
He's gonna
miss some games.
He better miss more than 6 games. If you're telling me that he gets the same suspension that Zeke got, where he had one accuser,
it's not gonna happen, Mark. He'll probably miss. If I had to guess, he'll probably miss 4 games, 2 to 4 games. And I only say that because that was the whole, like behind the scenes deal. We're gonna up you, Roger Goodell, but you're not gonna lay the wood on our.
But I mean,
players
okay, you got his attorney out here who should be sued for malpractice, basically saying that a happy ending isn't a crime.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
Are you admitting that he's going above more than what he said before? That I was just there getting a massage, taking care of my body.
It's not one woman. It's not 2 women. It's 24 women.
Yeah, it'll be the 24th tomorrow. And then you come and find out that you were trying to settle $100,000.
I'm not telling nobody how to live their life, but when you're the quarterback of an NFL football team, you best be careful.
You gotta be
Yeah.
I mean, we can sit here and argue discuss the debate on how did these women had something to do with it. But once they realize who he is and if they can get a dime out of it, well, then they're going to have a handout too. But it takes 2.
True.
But you gotta get it. You have all that money. You can't find another woman.
Obviously, money can't buy everything, Bartel.
You're right about that. All right. So here's what we're going to do here. We're going to take a moment here. For those who are just joining in, David Wiley, what's up? I got you in here. The salon owner took $5,000 from. I think, Miss Jackie, that was the one that was interesting. She said that that she didn't have a complaint against him. He gave her a $5,000 tip. I was like, okay, all right. It's like I know where that went. For those who are just getting here or haven't been around much. We are actually going to Dallas. Miss Jackie, I see you're going to be gone on Wednesday, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see you. We're going to be going to Dallas. My man Rock, who's on here, Brian Green is also going down. Shout out. You know what? I'm going to say I have the best fans in the world, okay? because
sir.
Rock, now Rock, he lives about an hour away, but
Yeah.
he's bringing his barbecue trailer and everything else. He's offered his
Hold
vehicle
on. Let me
for me to.
They will be smelling what the Rock is cooking.
Yeah, can you smell?
It's not done yet. It's not done
what
yet.
the Rock is barbecuing. Okay.
I think he put a star on there too.
He's got he's painted it silver and got the star.
The other side is completely done. It's just this side is not done yet. This side is already done. It's got to repaint the white.
There you
but
go.
It's double star like the front.
Man, it sounds like your wife needs to kick you out so you can finish your job.
I'm telling you, man, get back out to the dog tank.
That's why
out
he's
there.
got the tent. There's
Yeah.
a reason for it.
But we're
and there was a cot in there too, so he's prepared.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put inflatable beds.
There you go.
Mark, what would you want for a signed Pearson wood piece? We can make a deal. Drew
You gotta
Pearson?
go get it signed by Parsons? Is that what it is?
Oh,
though?
Parsons. Well, Parsons. Oh, Sky.
He said Pierce.
Oh, okay. What would I want? Okay, we can make a deal. Well, here's what I'm going to do, because he's actually going to be here on the 26th. I'm going to make a couple of those Hurts So Good. I think he's like $175 or $150. It's going to be a chunk of change. But I'm going to get a couple of those signed by him, which will be nice, because I actually thought
of love that, Mark.
I actually thought about going, because Hurts will be here on Saturday before, is maybe taking it Hurts So Good, getting him to sign it, and probably getting cussed out, which I think would be great for YouTube. But let me say shout out to my man Rock, Brian Green, for Randy and stuff, because I end up letting my mouth get me in trouble, and I think I do before I think. Going to Dallas to do what we're trying to do for Stuart is a lot, and it's crazy, because we're renting an RV, getting my tools together, taking time off and stuff, and I put myself in there and do this kind of stuff on there. But I've got my man in the foxhole, Brian Green, who's driving down here, and he's going to be part of the trip too. He's taking a week of his time from his life to go in. Randy's taking a week of his time and money driving down, and Lord knows we know how much gas and stuff is, because Stuart's dying wish is for us to look out for his mother. And we're going to go down there, and we're going to do everything that we can. We've raised right now about $6,700, $6,740. And what I've done is everybody who has donated to the GoFundMe and everybody who's done super chats, your names are all in the hopper. I've been working overtime in my workshop making these prints here. I have Dak Prescott. Yesterday I had Charles Haley with with the 5 trophies. Eagle fans, see, I would do one for you Eagle fans, but see, you don't have 5 Super Bowls. You don't have
they
5
don't
Super
donate
Bowls.
either.
Okay. No, actually we had a couple
No,
that
they do.
did.
They do.
And then like this is another one.
But that's what I'm saying. They were asking
This
why
is-
nobody wins. It's like you just gotta do it consistently.
There you go. Well, some people do it, but that's Drew Pearson. So I'm doing
Mark,
these, and on a daily basis
Before I
I'm giving them all
forget.
away. Yes, sir.
I'm not trying to blow up your spot though, but I thought I heard you say that you're gonna smoke one with Stu.
Yeah, I made
God
that
forbid
deal. I made
anything
that
happen.
deal with him.
We're still gonna do that.
Well, the sad thing is his sister. Last night was actually good, because Stuart came on and he told everybody his situation. Miss Jackie, the link is right up there, and it's pinned. In fact, I'll put you up there, Miss Jackie. He came in.
Blue, Jackie.
He came in last night and talked for about 10 minutes or so about his situation. He thanked and recognized a lot of the great fans and stuff like that. And his sister told me that he played that clip last night over and over and over again, and it was exciting for him and very therapeutical. And that looking forward to us coming down and knowing that we're going to do stuff to help his mother. The house is in bad shape, it just faucet leaks, the ceiling fans are messed up. I need insulation in the attic. I need a new roof. Windows don't close, and stuff, and the geckos get in. So we're going to go down and do everything that we can to honor his wishes, and to be a friend and look out for somebody else. It's so crazy, because I think about this morning seeing that there's a shooting in Philadelphia. People were killed, right? And before you could even get looking into that, then there was a shooting in, was it Nashville?
My wife just told me there was a shooting in Philly. I don't know the details.
Right. This is how crazy the world is. There was a shooting, and I think 3 or 4 people were killed in Philadelphia last night. Before I even got a chance to look into that one, there was another one in Nashville. I think 3 or 4 people got killed and another 11 shot. The world is just kind of crazy. So I'm trying to do something positive, and maybe others will follow along as well. So let me pull a name out here for today's winner. Yesterday's winner was Fantasy Hustler 420. I guess that means he smokes some weed. And Rock, I think Rock, you're saying that if Stu's not here, you're saying I got to smoke it with you for him, huh? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah. Let's go.
Isn't it illegal? Isn't it illegal in Dallas, Texas?
No, it's not.
But okay.
Don't say nothing.
All right, Miss Jackie. Hold on. See, somebody's gonna say it's rigged. I just pulled out Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie, you know, because I just put that in there. Miss Jackie, I'm gonna send you one, but I'm gonna pull out another name too. Okay. So Miss Jackie, I got your address. Let me dig deep in here. All right. We got another one here. All right, and this is for Brother Stu. DeVarius Moore. I think you said you're going to be in Mexico City, I believe. So DeVarius Moore, send me your address to cowboysmark94@gmail. And don't worry, I've been working overtime. I've actually got like 10 of these actually outside drying as we speak right now, and we're going to do some different ones. Y'all better smoke one, laugh out loud. Well, I love weed. Are you going to smoke one for him too?
I'll smoke one right now for him.
There you go.
Exactly.
Congratulations, Miss Jackie. Summer hasn't even started yet. So, how hot is it at night in Texas right now?
I looked at the weather, Mark. It was like 77.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah, it's about 77.
Okay, because just here's the thing. I went ahead and I paid extra for the deluxe campsite.
Nice.
Okay?
Get a fire. Right?
So the deluxe campsite at the KOA.
I don't want to see Mark without a shirt.
my wife don't want to see Mark without a shirt.
Me either. Trust me.
Yes, Vijay, you're in here too, Vijay.
That's getting close.
and you know what, Vijay? Hey, hang on, Vijay. If you win, let me show you what you'll win. In fact, I think I should definitely. I think I have it in here. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Hey, Phil, I'm going to work on that tonight.
I appreciate that, man. It's kind of funny because some of the stuff that we were talking about is stuff I was already putting in my video that I was going to be having come
Okay, cool. Yeah, I have a couple. I'll make it.
Yeah, you can complain. You
like
can say,
just cut it down to whatever you need. I'm just going to ramble and I'll send it to you later. I'll text you though.
I appreciate that.
If an Eagle fan, and we actually have. We actually have had some Eagle fans that have donated and stuff for Stuart because, you know, some of you do actually have a heart. If an Eagle fan wins in the drawing, you will get this one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say, he always makes
there you go. So, I mean, Jalen Hurts. I will do one with Jalen Hurts for you guys, okay? Getting sacked by the Cowboys. Okay.
He definitely did it. So, I mean, it's like.
But we have a bunch of different ones that I've done, and I'm going to do some more iconic photos. Of course, that's the one that the Eagles can never have. 5 Super Bowls right there. I'm actually very, very proud of those, and I'm going to be giving one of those.
You played with Charles, didn't you, Mark?
Yeah. Well, Charles will say I was on the team, and he played football. That's what Charles would say.
Nah. Well,
I was. I played a lot of special teams, man.
You played.
I
with
was
them.
special.
You were in the huddle with them.
Yeah. That's true. And I tell you what, I'm glad he was on defense
Mark, what were you
with
talking
me.
about the campsite? You didn't finish it.
The campsite. Okay, so the campsite, it's a deluxe one, so it's you can pull in and pull straight out, which is good. But it has a fire pit out there. It has picnic tables. It has outdoor chairs. It has grass and stuff. So it's kind of like a campsite that's got a little bit extra and stuff on there. So I was wondering, I was like, it would be kind of cool because I remember when we went to the Hall of Fame, we got a couple of cabins for people. And we ended up having an outdoor pit where my man David Wiley, I wish David was going, because David, man, he does some shish kebabs and stuff on the fire that were to die for, with the chimichurri sauce and stuff. But after we work and stuff, we'd come back to the campsite there, have a fire in the fire pit. But I was like, it's Texas. It's kind of hot at night, ain't it? Might not want a fire. But sit out there and have a few drinks and stuff and just kind of relax.
No, it's nice and breezy.
Hey, Mark, if you're into Texas and it's hot, there's going to be a lot of mosquitoes at night, so you may want to have like a fire going on with some smoke to keep the mosquitoes out.
Okay, and plenty of bug repellent. Gotcha.
Yep.
Mark wish he could say he had a diamond ring. I wish I had a diamond ring. I don't like Jordan myself.
It's very random with him. He's got a script that he sticks to, and he'll stay there for like 3 or 4, 5 comments, and then he'll move on to his next script.
Oh, are we talking about Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just how he is.
So he just copies and pastes is what you're saying.
Copies, pastes, and throws back. He has a script for if you have a comeback. He'll try to use that one. Makes no sense with the actual conversation, but he'll go through. I got to give him credit for keep trying, though.
There you go. He's special.
He's putting himself out there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right.
So, trash talker. That's cool. Definitely.
So we got 2 more practices this week. What are you guys looking for? I'm looking for nobody getting hurt. That's the first thing.
Yeah,
I'm looking for maybe more than one rep between Parsons and Tyler Smith before we start getting excited about anything.
Oh, really? You need more than that? I mean, the Eagles already have themselves at 15-0. I mean, 15-2. On 7-on-7.
They're already ignoring me though with Tyler Smith. Okay, so why do we draft? Let's go. Why?
Exactly.
Why? We got Tyler Smith working 50% at left guard and 50% at left tackle. Why?
Yeah.
Why do we draft? He's the backup at left tackle as of now. Obviously, it's. But I mean.
Well, I can. They don't have a plan.
They don't have a plan.
They don't have a plan.
Well, the plan may be is if worst case, if Tyron Smith goes out, you move Tyler Smith to tackle, and then you bring Connor McGovern at guards. So hopefully you have the best 5 players out there. Which I
guess to give Let's Go some time. I heard from what I hear, he looks good. But not good enough to they'll work him
again.
More than
we haven't had pads on.
But just a scouting report. We know that Tyler Smith right now is fundamentally challenged in space.
But Jay, I can agree that the Eagles' O-line is better than the Cowboys. But I can definitely, I think we both can agree that our quarterback is a hell of a lot better than your quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tyler Smith does good.
I mean, just think about even with that good line that they had. I mean, he's still under pressure a lot. So it's like,
if Tyron Smith were to go down this year, and we move Tyler Smith to left to tackle, I'm not comfortable with McGovern being at guard at all.
Well, I tell you what,
it all falls apart.
Okay, how about this? If it ends up being that Tyron Smith goes down this season, and we end up moving Tyler Smith over there, then I think that's the end of Tyron Smith being with the Cowboys. I think that's the time to say it's time to move on, that this is it. Because we're talking about 2016 was the last season. Was it 2015? The last time Tyron Smith didn't miss time. You can't keep going into every season and saying this year will be the year that he holds up, because as great as he is, we don't have anybody there when he's not. You can't rely on him any longer.
I'm definitely with you, but to argue the opposite point, when sometimes you pick a star like let's talk about Hooker for a little bit. I mean, the fact that he's a good safety when you don't have somebody there, and he's going to get injured, but you're still going to kind of put him in there for that time frame. Somebody's going to want him for that. Hey, he's still great when he can play. But as for the salary that he's making here, I'm totally with you on that.
I mean, but Hooker is only $2.5 million.
Exactly.
I'm hoping they're just getting Tyler's feet wet when they're playing at left tackle. There's no problem with him doing that. I just hope the plan isn't okay. Tyron's out. We're sliding him out. I would hope that there's another plan.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Now here's
There's nothing wrong with getting his feet wet. You know, you're on the left side. I mean, he's played left tackle his whole career.
My whole thing is if you're willing to leave
I don't think he's moving. I don't think he's moving to left tackle. I think they're doing it just to prep him for the time to come.
I'm
just
hoping.
in case if something happens.
And also, too, getting the understanding of what everybody does as well. And see, that's the key. It's not only knowing what your assignment is, but understanding what everybody else is in there. So when you end up practicing at left and right, you have an understanding of knowing what Tyron Smith is doing, because I've had to do that in practice as well. And that can help you as well down the line.
I'm one of the guys. I would want to see the 5 best players on the field rather than having a guy come in. If that means moving Zach, move Zach. You know.
Yeah, Zach Martin, the tackle, who does not.
And I tell you this, Mark. You know, if Tyron was to play all 16 games this year,
stop it, Vijay. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Tyler Smith for that.
Mm-hmm.
He can thank Tyler Smith for that.
But it's mostly stuff that you can't help.
Bad
like
bitch.
you're back. You know, like
look at that, Tyler, bad bitch.
If you laugh,
I have to say that was
back.
good.
Like,
that was actually a good one from an Eagle fan. Tyler, bad bitch. Okay.
It's like when they
I may have to use that when he messes up on a play. Tyler, bad bitch. God damn it. Okay. Oh boy.
Tyler Smith will be bitch slapping Jordan Davis.
I hope so.
Don't fool with half of the law firm now.
Smith and Smith. Yeah.
Tyler Smith's problem is when he gets in space, he uses his strength and he grabs a lot. His footwork isn't under him, and he gets out of position. And then he wants to go and be his strength, and that's why he had 16 penalties and 13 starts.
Right.
But I'll take that over Connor Williams getting beat and holding on for dear life.
Yeah, but from OTAs, it sounds like he's putting his hands in the right spot. So I mean,
well, that's coaching. That's NFL coaching, and let's hope that
and the
keeps going that way.
Either. And the game's not on the line though, too, at the same time.
That's why I was just a little scared when I heard that he's getting 50% of the snaps at left tackle.
Yeah.
Shout out to John McGrew. You'll be in our drawings for
Thomas
later.
is right, and I think that's probably what it is they're giving him an opportunity to see.
I just think, man, you had Chaz Green out there and everything. Why can't a Walesko be a person that can?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Why can't a Josh Ball be that person? You know.
You invested a draft pick.
Well, I think.
They probably will, Votto. You know how they like to move everybody around. So
yeah.
Painful shit. That's painful shit in my head because it's like in the middle of the game you want to play. You care.
Yeah, I know. Right in the middle of the game, you want to switch it all around. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, listen, injuries happen. Sometimes you got to get a little funky with your lineup, but I've never seen what I saw with Dallas did last year.
Oh, it was
guys.
You know,
I never saw a guy coming in, do a snap, run into the sideline, bring another guy in to do a snap. There's no continuity. You cannot get into any kind of flow. There's something to be said for wanting to run the ball and getting into a running rhythm as far as blocking.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree with you.
We all
Brian.
know you can't drop back in this league 40 times and expect to win.
You're
right. You're right.
Did we prepare for that in practice? That's my question. Did we prepare for that in practice, or did it just happen in the game?
I don't know if they're going to be prepared. I mean, they had a whole last season to kind of.
My question is, did we prepare for that in practice, or did we just wait for the game to do it?
Mark, you played offensive tackle, right?
I played offensive guard. So let me say shout out to Yazin Abella, who just made a donation onto the GoFundMe. And I got to tell you, the chat in here is just hilarious. Gina Thorne is Jackie. Exactly. These trolls are like a penny with a hole in it, and you know the rest. I mean, damn. They are lighting up. What's up, Lucky Gardenia? Okay, yeah, I played offensive guard in high
there's
school.
something to be said for. I'm sure you could remember a point. My older brother played a college, and he played. He was a tackle in high school. He played guard in college, and he would tell me. I mean, listen, you could watch the game. The offensive line, when they get on a roll, and they could make the defensive line basically quit and say, "I don't want to block you anymore," and you're just running the ball, and you're running the ball, and you're running the ball. That's what. That's what we need. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know,
you could break somebody's will.
It's by the third quarter, one guy wants the game to go longer, and another guy wants this thing to hurry up and get over.
Right.
Okay. When you are really
Brian,
just laying the wood.
You can break a
Mark Hutton got you on the super chat.
Wheel early, and I've seen that. I've seen. I saw.
It's been a while since we've seen our Cowboys do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's been a long time.
Eric Williams would. He would talk about it. Larry Allen would talk about it. It's like they knew. They knew.
Well, they could go up to the line of scrimmage and say, "We're running right at you," and dare you to stop it. You know, we had games like that in high school where we're saying, "We're coming right at you, man. Try and stop it." This is where we're running the football, and we dare you to stop it. And you just have games that you feel it that good, and you're just overpowering them, and they know there's nothing that they can do. It's just like.
But that takes playing together, the same five guys.
And that's the thing that people don't understand. This is one of the reasons why I think the Cowboys defense will be a lot better this year. We didn't get a whole lot of, big name talent and stuff, but see, there's a big thing about everybody understanding what everybody is doing. That cohesion makes all the difference in the world. You can't have a bunch of guys that are out there, freelancing and not doing their assignments, because on defense, one guy out of place is a touchdown. It's that simple. Yeah. You can have 10 guys doing exactly the right thing. One guy out of position or not doing his assignment is gone. And that's what happened with Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas with Baltimore. Is they kept saying that he was always out of position and stuff, and
he was freelancing, trying to make a play rather than stay within the defense.
And they were getting beat by it. And so that's where you got to go ahead and say, having these guys in the same system, having Jaron Kearse, who was calling plays out there, okay, he's already got the terminology, he's got the defense, he's got the understanding, and now you've got guys who have been in the system for a year. They're going to be able to get the subtleties of this and be able to take it to another level. Shout out on the super chats, because everybody's doing the super chats. Getting
Roger Dat Asher.
Yeah, I saw that Mark Hudson. He was like, "Who do y'all think that's not going to make it through training camp?"
Make it. Well,
you got Mark Hutchins too. I don't know if we got him.
I got him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. His question was, who do we think is not going to make it through training camp? Like Tristan Hill?
I don't think Tristan. I'm not sure.
I don't like to think about injuries, Mark, but
injuries will play a part on who gets to stay.
Yeah, exactly. You know how that works. There's going to be injuries in camp, and it's going to open up a spot for somebody who we're sitting here today saying that there's not a spot for. So
I'll give you a perfect example of that. Anthony Brown probably breathed this.
No injuries.
Anthony Brown probably breathed a sigh of relief because Kellen Joseph's off the field issues.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of almost
he was
locks
probably behind the scenes stoking out a whole fight.
Yeah. And on a different. Okay.
Hey Mark.
Now.
Hey Mark.
Yes, sir.
What was it that Kellen Moore is forced to change? Because you mentioned something about that in your video earlier today.
Well, he's got to change up the offense to stop being so predictable, and because, see, here's the thing, and this is where I look at it from the 2014 season. The Cowboys were forced to run the football. Before that, Jason Garrett and stuff, we ran the football, but mostly 60% of the time we were passing the football. It was we lived or died on Tony Romo's back. 2014, that first game when we played San Francisco, Romo had 3 interceptions, and it didn't look like he could get the ball 20 yards down the field. And after that game, we started running the hell out of DeMarco Murray. And it ended up being they realized, oh, crap. running the football does a whole lot of things for us. It's helping to keep our defense fresh. It's, actually having balance, because Romo dropped from like 4,500 yards passing a season to like 3,600, but his passes were more effective. We were on balance, and we all of a sudden were winning. So here we have Michael Gallup, who may not be ready. You've lost you've lost Amari Cooper, right? That may be the impetus that kind of makes you change and use more 12 personnel. And also now you're, of course, seeing Tony Pollard more in the slot and stuff. And maybe saying, we need to do some things that are more hybrid. We're talking about Semi Fiuco maybe is playing kind of not as a tight end, but kind of as a tight end, or maybe an H-back possibly. You're just saying that this may be the reason that Kellen Moore has to change things up because of the circumstances and the personnel that we have. We know that we have, Dalton Schultz, and we know we have Jake Ferguson, that you've got maybe two good tight ends, and you might have to do that 12 personnel, especially without having Michael Gallup. And if you look at last year, when Michael Gallup was out, we ran more 12 personnel, and the offense was more successful. When Michael Gallup came back, we started doing more of the 3 wide outs, even more, and less of the 12 personnel, and all of a sudden, we weren't quite as dynamic.
Is Kellen Moore gonna quit being pass happy?
Yeah, maybe, but will he be less pass happy? That's gonna be the question.
I think we need to be a little bit more balanced. I mean, we kind of had to the second half of the season because we couldn't run the football at all.
I think that's the thing. As long as you're changing the offensive line, that can come back. But you just didn't have
and hopefully Tony Pollard doesn't have the plantar fasciitis, and Zeke doesn't have the PCL tear. I mean, we kind of
like the second half of the season when we were running the ball. It's like Zeke was just running into a brick wall up the middle. It's like we can't keep
on one leg.
The ball up the damn middle.
I mean, last year I got excited about Dottle. Was it right?
Rico Dottle.
Yeah, like he was a good third string guy that was going to really look like he can come in.
And he got hurt too.
Got hurt, and
he injured his hip.
Yeah, and that's a big, as much as it may not seem like a little, he was out for the season. I mean, come on, like.
Yeah, I think we start out.
And, and just imagine if Rico Dottle wouldn't have never gotten hurt.
Yeah,
I think if he would never
Zeke
gotten
might have
hurt,
been able to take a seat.
Yep, exactly.
You're right, Brian. You're right.
Yeah,
I was about ready to say that.
Exactly.
If you're not Rico Dottle getting hurt, I think Zeke would have said, "It's your time, Rico," but didn't happen like that.
Shout out to David Short with $100 donation to the Stuart Fund.
Balanced football with Dak.
David, I got you there.
Dak doing play action. If we can get to that, that's great. If we get into a situation where we're down or injury, God forbid, I don't want it, but we need to go up tempo. This whole let's drain the clock to 10 seconds and break the huddle. No.
Hurry up. The things
up tempo.
Here's the thing.
Snap the ball. Let's get to the line of scrimmage with 18, 20 seconds on the clock. Let that and let's go up tempo. I just think you got to create that.
Yeah.
Brian, the only time you do the 10-second thing is if you're leading, if it's about a minute and a half going the game, and you trying to keep the opposition's offense off the field.
But I've seen it a few times last year.
Every time you do that.
On the road, especially on the road, we're draining the clock. It's like, what are you guys doing? The defense, you're making it easy on them. They can look at the clock and say, I can explode when it gets to, what I mean? If you're snapping the ball with 10, 15 seconds on the clock, it's a little different.
Yeah. And that goes back to being predictable, too.
What do you think about a fullback in the backfield?
A 4-man front?
A fullback in the backfield.
Well, I mean, we need a fullback. Yeah, he's saying, what do you guys think about a fullback in the backfield?
We haven't had a true fullback since
I think
Moose.
Well, this is here's what's interesting is because you got Jake Ferguson's gotten Moose's number, and you might see us using him as an H-back, which would be interesting because basically an H-back is it's not really a fullback, it's not really a tight end. He's kind of lining up closer to the line of scrimmage, like between the tight end and the tackle and stuff.
He'd be a big moose.
But
He would
Moose
be a
back in
big
the day, though,
moose.
he could block too.
Yeah.
He could block.
Yeah.
I just don't know how much I want him running downhill and blocking. You know, it's like that's the parts that kind of maybe worry about. But he is 6'5", so I mean, it's like you can handle. He can handle it.
Oh, he could definitely handle it. And see, excuse me, sorry about that. But I can see that the team. I hope that they realize that we need to get back to being able to run the football some. I know Mike McCarthy is, the guy who loves to just pass the ball all the time, but you've got to get some balance. We have to get some balance on there.
We got to get some balance.
And also, too, the defense is going to help us create a short field, too, for our offense to score some points.
Mm-hmm.
And the defense does look better.
Don't get me wrong. I know Jerry want to get cute and everything, but we got to get back to our bread and butter, Mark.
Yeah.
We got to get back to our bread and butter. And Jerry know that. Jerry needs to stop. He needs to stop wanting to get cute, and let's get back to what won us championships back. From back in the day. He need to get back to what won us Super Bowls, division championship, and conference championship. Need to get back to the old. Need to get back to the old stumping ground. That's all it is for it.
Yep, you're right about that.
My question is, what are we going to do when we get to the red zone?
Bless you too. I love weed. You still in Trinidad watching football? Who's in Trinidad watching football?
Look at you, man. I'm jealous.
Who's that?
He's in Trinidad. For some reason, are you still in Trinidad watching NFL?
I think I love weed is saying that he's in Trinidad, down in the Caribbean.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
When the DeMarcus Lawrence said that he let a rookie show himself up, is DeMarcus Lawrence really got to step up? Like, I cannot let another rookie show me up, otherwise it's going to be my ass on the line.
That's what you want on a team. You want competition. You want guys wanting that title of the sack leader. That's nothing but good.
I'll say that it was beyond just the rookie showing him up last year. He only had 3 sacks last season, and he was injured half of it.
I just can't see him taking that, but that'd be amazing.
I would love to see it.
I think he's worried about Sam Williams taking his job.
Nah. It's good. No. DeMarcus is here to stay. He just redid his deal.
Yeah.
It's going to be a beautiful thing because Sam Williams ain't going to get double teamed. So it's going to be exciting to see how that plays out because you have DeMarcus Lawrence who demands a double team. And I'm telling you now, if you don't double DeMarcus, you in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with Brian. And Brian is right. It's gonna be beautiful, man.
You guys talk for a minute here. Okay,
don't worry about nothing, man. It is going to be beautiful.
But they're also going to want to double team Micah Parsons too.
Yeah, but you got other guys that can come in and with the rotation. I mean, you got Fowler, you got Sam Williams, you got exactly. So I mean,
that's
got other people that you bring in.
Beautiful, I'm telling you.
How things have changed. 2 years ago. Listen, this time last year, we were all nervous about our defense.
Because once you got past the 2 guys like Law and Gregory, it was it. That was pretty much it.
So now our defense is going to be dominant. Now, can our offense do its job?
Our defense is going to be like Doomsday and the 90s all over again.
I agree. It's definitely going up in that direction.
Yeah, we have a lot of rotational pieces on that line.
Yeah, it's a linebacking core that I would probably be more worried about because you need.
That's why it's like, I think we're this close. We're this close to like re-saying, no, Philly, no, like slow your roll. You give me Anthony Barr and you get me another offensive lineman.
Yeah, yep.
I don't. Come on, man. That would. It's too obvious to me that that's what we need. They're just waiting for the price to drop. This is Steven being El Cheapo, and that they're going to re-up somebody, which I'm not against. They're going to re-up somebody and sign them a year earlier, which I'm all for.
Yeah, I had it up
but you could do both.
I'm actually going live now.
Destroy it.
The news on it.
I swear, Stephen Jones is in a room somewhere, like doing this, saying, "Look how much money I'm saving," and it's.
I know, Brian, and the money is not yours. The money belongs to the NFL. Stop it.
Yeah.
Go on and sign the man.
Okay.
You know,
Here,
duh. The money is
Steven
not
Jones
yours.
thinks
The
he's
money
in a
belongs to
Geico
the
commercial.
NFL.
Can you see
It isn't like the money is in your pocket. Oh
Stephen
no.
Jones thinks he's in a. Stephen Jones thinks he's in a Geico commercial. Look at me, I save 50% on football insurance.
That's my studio set. Okay.
Stephen Jones is going to be like that dude in the other commercial that's always falling over, and crashing. What was his name?
Mayhem.
Mayhem. That's That's
Mayhem.
it.
You know, I was talking to somebody. I was talking to a guy I know in church today. He was saying the same thing, and I told him, I said, man, I don't know, man. I think somebody got a gun to the Joneses' head. I don't know.
Here's the deal with the NFL. When you think you have enough players, you add one more.
Right.
You know, so we all know we don't have enough linebackers.
Okay.
Add another one because you're going to have injury. You're going to have injury. God forbid something happens to Parsons. Well, and he has to miss some time.
Well, then what? Then the price goes up because now you're desperate.
Right.
This is not
Do it
working.
now. Go get an Anthony Barr. Go get a swing. Don't have to be a swing tackle, but go get another lineman who can play multiple positions. Be ahead of the game.
Barr, though. He's a veteran, so he would at least help to teach to some of the young linebackers how to tackle some more.
Yeah,
It seems like this team
not only
falls
he's a
apart
veteran,
with
but
injury.
he's a former Pro Bowler.
I do like it, but as well, we just need the depth too. You're right, Brian.
Yeah, exactly. You're covering yourself. Like I said, when you think you have enough, you add another player, especially when Mark is saying that we have $22.5 million. You can't take it with you, bro. I mean, you can't.
Trying to roll it over till next year. I think you roll it half of it.
You can roll it, but the cap is going to explode.
Yeah, exactly.
You can redo deals and create money. Look at the Saints.
Oh my God, I think that's the big one.
It's embarrassing. Look at what the Rams are doing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing that we're sitting here and you hear Stephen Jones say, "Well, that's one way of doing it." Well, yeah, Stephen, they won a Super Bowl doing it that way.
It's like Moneyball. It's like they're trying to do it. Yeah, it's really bad. I think it's just like.
Anyway, Mark, we were ranting. Go ahead, take it over.
Did Mark sleep? Oh no, he's
Mark's sleeping.
He doesn't have his headphones on. What's going on?
That's not good.
Mark's on the phone, guys.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm not a big drinker, but I'm having a couple just because of the news I got. So everybody say a prayer for that family.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's not good. It's not good.
Was that the thing that I think my wife told me? Was it that somebody went inside their home?
No, we're talking about Stu.
We're talking about Stu.
Oh, okay. Because I just heard about one just now. My wife told me that some guy, I forget where it was, but he got out of jail or ran out of whatever prison, went to a farm, killed the whole family, and then stole everything left.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy out there now. I saw a stat. I don't want to get off I know we're here to talk football, but there was an egg farm, that was just burnt down. I don't know if anybody heard of it, but there has been 22 food businesses, that have been destroyed by fire in the last couple months. Like major producers of food. I don't know what's going on, but
let me tell you something that also I found out.
It's crazy what's going on in this country right now. I mean, people need to get off their high horse, the left and the right, and everybody needs to get together because this is good. It's getting ugly.
Tucking him.
Bro, why do you think I'm in Texas? But check this out. Costco, what I just heard, Costco is sending 70% of their own meat to overseas.
And then he was ready.
What about us? Why are we having food shortages?
I don't know about you, but we go to the store, I spend $200-300. I ain't coming home with nothing. It's crazy.
That's
absolutely
right.
nuts. You go shopping, and I'm spending $300, and I'm not coming home with a lot of food. It's crazy.
That's why I've been prepping. Say that again, Beto.
Everybody needs to play.
Well, that was
Yes,
one of the things
everybody
that
needs to
he was
pray.
worried about because he said,
Yeah,
"I don't
it's
want my
not good.
mom to come in," and
But we're going
you know,
anyway,
I've
so we're going to
gone
do what we
and
could
she
do.
finds me, and that's the last thing
Mm-hmm.
that she gets to do with me.
Also got to stock up on some canned food too.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been prepping over here. That's why I moved. That's one of the reasons why I moved to Texas. When that whole thing happened when I was living in Connecticut with the whole George Floyd and then the whole thing with the presidents, it was getting bad. And now this stuff is happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I got that tent up. I'm getting it ready just in case.
Yeah, they're shooting up hospitals.
I know.
Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just.
Yeah. Just people.
I'm not getting
And,
into.
People in their own.
and then the school
mortality.
in Texas,
Yeah, my
I
heart
work
breaks
at
for
a
that.
school and I'm a
Yeah, for
security
them.
guard.
Down there sooner.
The fourth graders, 10-year-old kids.
Yeah.
But check this out. After that whole thing happened, my kid's school emailed me saying, "Hey guys, just to let you guys know,
I'm
our
on
school,
live right
our
now.
teachers, and our
I'm gonna
security
get
are
back
armed."
to let everybody know.
And we're like, "Oh yeah, we already
who's
know."
been, helping out.
That's in
things like
Texas.
that.
But why not everybody else?
I said to
You know, because I work at a school too, and I work at the front gate, and I'm not exactly armed.
Still want us to come.
Yeah, but exactly. It just takes one of those teachers to go kind of
Stuart
berserk,
was
and
adamant
then
about
now we just
take
armed
care of
everybody.
mom.
Yeah.
But you know, because
let
You know,
everything kind of
there's more
clear and
psychological
all that.
evaluations. that
Yeah,
need to
I
be
don't
going on
think.
before-
Yeah,
be there
I don't.
for something to
At the end of the
keep your
day,
mind off of
I'm
things
not
or
gonna
whatever.
get political and say what we should do, but at the very least, we
But
should
as
all
far as,
agree that
on
if
this
you
sad
want to
note,
own a
there's gonna
gun,
come down
you
to
should
things
have
we're
to.
doing
You
gone.
should have to take an evaluational exam
Yeah.
test at the very least. We're giving. I mean, how many times you were hearing? Well, he walked in at
He
4 o'clock
bought it,
and
yeah.
bought a gun and shot people up at 6:30
Thank you
with
so
no
much for
background
calling.
check.
mhm.
That's all. I'm not. I
Yeah.
don't care how you believe. I'm not trying to take anybody's gun away. But if we can't agree on that, then I think that it's
There you go.
it's
Yeah,
it's
he
not
hopefully
good.
will be doing all the fantasy talk with them.
Everybody has
Okay.
different
All
rules.
right, I'll give
For
you a
every
shout out.
state, so let every state like our state.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, Vado.
Yeah, I mean, there should be more love in the world and not violence. More love, less violence.
That's
Yeah, I mean-
right. That's the biggest thing. I mean, you get these ego people that come in and we talk a lot of crap, but I don't wish harm upon any of them, dude. It's just
No.
like, it's you like your team, I like my team. That's the difference, man. But hey, but I'm not wishing bad.
Yeah, but all this stuff gotten worse since the new president.
All right, come on now. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We had riots and everything with everything. That stuff doesn't go. It just
Yeah, I don't wanna go
everywhere.
there,
Prices
but-
are always up and prices are always down in gas. Has nothing to do with that. Has to do with the greedy companies. So, got to push that out to the side. It's people
Yep.
not getting along. People not, using their heads. It's just that's what it all comes down to.
You all right,
Yeah.
Mark?
Yeah, bad. Yeah, we kind of figured that's where it was at. Yeah, did he?
Stuart has passed.
Oh,
Oh man.
yeah.
Let me. Let me. I know, Vito. Here's the good thing for.
Mark.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
So Stuart had the aggressive cancer. Last night he came on and told everybody exactly what he was going through. And today they said it was like night and day difference between last night and today. They had a birthday party for him with lots of his friends and family members and stuff, but he was not doing well. They said Heather was telling me that he kept shouting out numbers, and what I imagine is Stuart heading up to the heavens, talking to the football gods and spitting out the fantasy numbers for, some of the greats. Let me say, yeah.
Please don't, like, I understand the man is there, but can somebody come get me and please to be around somebody because I cried the other day. I cried over it because it's like that's my friend and I can't do anything about it. I cried over it. So
Okay.
can I be around your program?
Well, if you have a shot glass, channel members, one of the Jobu shot glasses, and you're of age to drink, can you pour yourself a drink? Because I want to have a
Yeah, I'm
toast.
grabbing mine.
I'm grabbing mine too.
I want
I'm
to have a
grabbing mine.
toast to Stuart.
I don't have one with me, but I have got the paper here.
Mark,
Yeah.
I got this from Hawaii a few days ago when I was out there. I was gonna wait until my birthday a few weeks from now, but I can't do it.
I'm sorry to go off
Yeah.
like this, but it really hurt my heart.
I feel like I failed because I wanted to meet him before he passed.
Mark, you can feel. You know what? He reached out for you for a reason, and you are supposed to be there for getting the help prepared.
Love watching him and how
Volume is
passionate
still
he
on
was
mute.
about it. Like I
Mark's
remember watching.
my volume's on mute. My volume's not on mute.
Because
So-
he's in a wheelchair like me, so I have me and you have a little bit of understanding. That's why I'm so passionate about this. People don't understand how hard it is to live in a wheelchair every day. It's hard for me to ask people when my send me back to office. It's hard.
It is hard, Beto.
It is hard.
It's very, very hard, Beto. All right. If you have a shot glass, I'm going to give you guys one more minute to get yourselves together because I definitely want to have a toast to Stuart. Stuart, it's funny because the way I met him originally was he sent me an email about Dream to Walk because they were doing the North Texas Giving Day, and he was like, we're going to do a golf tournament and stuff, and he wanted me to make a couple of pieces to give away and stuff for his charity. Stuart has been in a wheelchair for 16 years, and his mother, 79 years old, has been taking care of him. Even though he's been in a wheelchair, he has been thinking of others and created the Dream to Walk Foundation, where they were looking at different ways to help people. They had different, almost robotic walking things to help you walk and stuff, and it's a dream to walk. And so that's how I originally got to know him, and then Stuart, of course, and you guys know how I feel about fantasy football. That fantasy football to me has ruined the perspective of regular football because people think just trade somebody. Just trade him and bring somebody else in. And as we were just talking about, it takes time to understand your system, that a guy who may play great over here may not play great in your system and stuff. So we've always had these philosophical differences with fantasy football. But Stuart, it was like Rain Man as far as the statistics and understanding the subtleties of fantasy football. And my wife, when she was working at United Way, she's actually has retired from United Way. Shout out to my wonderful bride. I wish she was home now because I really love to hug her right now. She said, honey, we have a fantasy football league and I need help because I don't want to look like, I run the NFL United Way partnership. How does it look if I suck at fantasy football? I said, honey, I'm not the one, but I've got the guy who definitely knows his shit. And that was Stuart. And Stuart, without any questions, like, sure, I'd love to run it. And my wife's fantasy football team kicked ass. So then Michelle, who's down under. Michelle, you've probably seen on a few videos when I used to go to Super Bowls and stuff. She ended up working with United Way and volunteering and stuff. She ended up with a job with ESPN, and she's like, Mark, can you help me with my fantasy football? And I said, I'm not the one. I am not the one that can help you with that. But I've got just the guy who knows his shit. So he took over her fantasy football league, and she kicked ass. She ended up winning because of Stuart, and everybody, of course, all the talking heads, all the guys and everything are like, damn, you really know your shit. You kicked ass. But that was Stuart because his passion was truly fantasy football. And he was a wonderful person and did not deserve the cards that were dealt him. It's crazy.
I don't know much about him other than what, obviously you've had a 4-year relationship with him, Mark. I just don't want you to be upset that you didn't get a chance to meet him physically, because Stuart knew what you meant to him and vice versa. So he's in a better place. It's just, it's sad. It's very, it's not good.
Heartbreaking, yeah.
My thoughts and prayers go out to his family. He's a 44-year-old man. That's way too young. It's young. Never good, but
and one who the world deserved to have him longer.
He was an athlete, wasn't he, Mark?
He was a wrestler, I believe.
Yeah, and I mean, wrestlers are the best athletes. They really are.
He owned a bar with his dad, and
now how did he lose?
It just came on. He ended up going to the hospital. I thought you said that. It wasn't like an accident. No. It was more of a. He just lost. He went paralyzed. For some illness. He blacked out supposedly, and next thing he's in a hospital, and his legs just stopped reacting.
Can I ask you? Before everyone leaves, can we have a prayer?
Prayer?
Yeah. All right. So everybody who's out there, everybody's got their shot glass. Okay.
Spread the mojo, man.
Stuart, we love you, man, and we're gonna miss you. And I know you're in a better place, buddy. And I know you're up there talking to all the football guys about fantasy football. And everybody who's out there hearing this right now, make sure, like I always say, tell people you love. Don't wait. Don't take any day for granted, because life is too short and too precious. We got so much nastiness and so much hate in the world. Don't waste your time with that bullshit. Every day is a day you can't get back. Stuart, Dude, I love you, man. Bless you.
God bless you,
and
Stu.
rest in peace.
God bless you, brother.
God bless.
Bless you, Stu. We love you.
I'll bring a bottle of like a nice bottle of rum with us, Mark. If we're
My man Daniel Hernandez brought me a bottle from Puerto Rico. I think I'm going to bring that one with me.
Okay.
And I told him I would open that for a special occasion. I'm going to bring that with us. I apologize for being so emotional and things, but
there's anybody that would.
This is
no, stop. Listen, you know, I'll speak for myself. You know, there's a lot of Dallas Cowboy creators out there. You know, I love them all for what they do. But Mark, what you do is totally different, and you add your own flavor, to YouTube. If I want to go watch tape, we know where we could go. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have no desire to watch an hour and a half of tape. I don't. What you do, Mark, is special. How you incorporate people and bring people together, and you actually allow them to take part, and we thank you for that. So you may not have the followers that somebody else might have, but what you do is very special. I think if you keep doing it, there are big things ahead for you. But
to answer,
that's just my opinion.
To answer Pick and Pop, I don't know who you are. What happened to the GoFundMe? The GoFundMe is still going to fix his mother's house. Unless their family says we can't, we're not ready, that it's too emotional. We are going to Stuart's house because
I can't see that happening.
If you listened to Stuart last night, and I'll cut out that section where Stuart, that was the last conversation that I had with Stuart, was last night with you guys. His main wish and his biggest worry was leaving his mother, who was taking care of him for 16 years. And I will say, I've known that Stuart's going to die for a while. I mean, I just understood from what happened with my brother. I thought I had more time with my brother. I didn't realize, because my brother didn't want people to know how sick he was. But it was only a matter of a couple of months, and it was on a daily basis or every other day that something else would happen with Stuart that wasn't good. And for them to send him home, it was first he was going to be coming home on the 15th, which is why we tried to plan our trip with when they were planning on releasing him. They sent him home on Friday because they knew that the time was coming so he wouldn't die in the long-term facility, that he would at least be home with family and friends and not die, because I wouldn't want to die in a hospital. Yeah. At least when he passed, he had people there that cared about him. What he made me promise, and I'm going to hold my promise, is that my mom's house, it needs help. She needs help, and this is his thank you for all that she's meant to him. So pop in whatever, if you're trying to be a troll or an asshole, or if you're related to Frank Joseph or whatever that's trying to say that I'm doing this for some money, kiss my ass. We're going to Texas, and we're going to take care of his dying wish.
Yeah, we're going regardless. I'm already here. I got you, Mark.
I mean, if you followed along, you knew he was going there from the beginning.
And that's
this isn't a surprise.
Nope.
You always want more time, but what I would say is he is no longer in pain. He's no longer suffering, and that's never a bad thing. So
yeah,
he's transitioned.
Yeah,
it's just been so many people, man. It's the last 2 years. From people that you idolize, from like all the rap stars that I listen to that are my age and stuff. My brother passing and things, and now Stuart. It's just like, you got to start stopping wasting
Smelling
your
the roses a little
time.
bit.
You know, I tell you what I enjoy. You know what gives me joy. They say if you do what you love and love what you do, you never work a day in your life. You know, I got up this
That's
morning.
rare, Mark.
First
That's very
first
rare.
thing this morning, I'm in the workshop because I've got these bookcases that I got to put in tomorrow, and I want to do these prints. You know, I'm fortunate enough that I got this machine, and before I did my morning video, I set up to go ahead and do one of these Dak Prescott ones. I put paint on these cabinets and things, and I said I want to make sure I do these things so that way I can give them to others to try and, you know, be something different, be something special, so that when I'm gone, maybe people will look and say, you know, Mark Holmes.
Here you go, Mark.
Mark
Look
Holmes
up here,
built this.
buddy.
You know.
You have one of my racks.
A decent person.
I have one of your racks.
There you go.
It's in my, you know what I mean? You'll always be here, buddy.
You know,
that's
and
special.
that way, you know, maybe it's kind of, you know, I don't know, I can't think of the word. My mind is crazy, but it's my way of saying maybe I can live on in people's memory as something good, that they can look at that and say, "Damn, that motherfucker, man, he built that." You know, that was a piece of Mark Holmes, and that's my legacy. But so many people are so full of so much hate, and it's just like, you don't understand. When this day is gone, you'll never get it back.
Well, that's what's interesting. You know, I'm an average guy. My wife's an RN, and she's moved up, and she's doing well. And I work for the government. I've been delivering mail for 25 years. Now I'm moving up. But, you know, we're not millionaires. And I got news for the people that are. Congratulations. You got, you know, enjoy it. But you can't take it with you. We're all going.
Oh.
You know, so let's enjoy the time that we have while we're here, because it's gone in a heartbeat. I don't know where the last 20 years went for me personally. They flew by. I see young people now, and I'm like, geez, I'm in my 50s. That's nuts.
Dude, you know, it seems like it was yesterday I was seeing the crown of Michael's head for 2.5 hours being stuck, you know, trying to come out. It was kind of like, I'm not ready for this world, you know, and then seeing my daughter literally shot out from a cannon and say, "Here I am, world."
Surprise.
And it's just like, that's 30 years ago. You know, I mean, I'm 56. I mean, hell, it's just like I got less years in front of me than I have behind me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna want to buy one of those Stu plaques and put it in.
Yeah, Mark, I got a question.
Yeah.
If we do a group picture, would it look good on that?
Yes. Believe me, that dude, you've already read my mind, because that's one of the things that I wanted to do.
That's the one thing I wanted to do. I told Mark, I said I never really sent him a picture of me in a shot glass. You know, I figured I told him, I said, I'll wait till I go down and hang with Stu. I'll do a shot and I'll get a picture. Well, that's not going to happen.
Well, let me give you my plan. Was that picture that you're talking about with everybody? And I hope you guys are ready to bust ass. Okay, because we're gonna fix the hell out of that house with the time that we're down there. I'm not
That's
gonna
why we're going, Mark.
Because who's gonna be looking down there at us and saying,
"That's fine."
you know, I'm gonna make sure you get fed well. I'll make sure we're gonna have fun, but we're gonna get this thing taken care of, because that was Stu's wish. But my plan was, Rock, is we get a picture of all of us together, and I was gonna do a print for each one of us to have for this trip, and I think it'll be something special for us. Let me say, because Corey just did a donation too for the fund. I appreciate that, and I've got you guys all in the kitty here.
Did you get my donation?
Did we get your donation?
Did you get mine for the
Beto, I got you in there, buddy.
Okay.
I got you in there. Yeah, you know, and I have to say, you know,
I mean, anybody out there who thinks, you know, this is a sports channel, you know,
No.
you know how it goes. People get, like Mark had made a comment a while back that his numbers were slipping and this and that. At the end of the day, you do this for the people in this room, so to speak. And Stu loved this. This is what Stu was about. Stu loved watching Mark's videos. Stu loved being a part of it. Stu loved doing his fantasy football. So at the end of the day, those people can go, you know, take a long walk off a short pier because we don't got time for it.
Mark, you think will we be there for the funeral?
I don't know. I really don't know on that one, but you know, like I was saying.
Go ahead, Mark. Tell him what you told me.
Okay. Well, I was saying to Brian that you know, white people have a tendency to bury people sooner than black people do. So I would imagine that we might be there when they do the funeral.
Mark, if you ever have time, look up what Puerto Ricans do in their funeral.
Oh, I bet
kid you not, I'm like,
it's a
oh
party.
my God.
They
sure dress them up like if they're still alive. If they smoke weed, they put a blunt in their mouth and they're hanging out all with them. I'm shocked about that one. I don't know about that. I wouldn't do that.
I'm gonna play something. If you guys don't mind. This was actually from last night.
Wow. They let me sleep.
But this is
and
this is actually last night. When I did. Hey, Stuart. Wow. But when I did the live stream last night.
Mark, if I got crying, please forgive me.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that one.
If I got crying, please forgive me.
He said if he starts crying, please forgive him.
No problem, man. Hey, I'm already crying there, buddy. But I'm happy that Stu called in last night. I wasn't expecting him to. But this, you guys were witness to Stuart's last conversation, and I hope, this is what's crazy. Because I've been knowing what's been going on with Stuart, I've been thinking about my own mortality, and I've thought about recording a video and giving it to Michael to say, don't play this or don't post this until after I'm gone. Because at least I could say that Stuart got an opportunity to talk to all of us, and maybe he knew last night. So
I would love to have a final conversation with my brother.
I would love to
with my
to
father.
be able to say stuff.
You know, I did with my mother, but that's at the end of the day, not to get morbid, but you want to go with your family members around like he did.
He did.
And you want to be able to say your goodbyes. So
this was Stuart last night with us. Let me go ahead and play this. That was kind of crazy because I literally just started a live stream. How you doing? Hold on, let me pair my device real quick and see if I can do this. And then just give me 1 second here.
Hey, turn the volume up on the TV.
There you go.
No,
there you go. Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, of course. I actually have Stuart on the line with me right now, live. Stuart, how are you doing, man?
I am dying, Mark. As you know, I've been miserable. I was asking my family to take me back to the hospital and euthanize me or whatever they do for people yesterday night. But I'm feeling better than I was last night.
Last night was rough, buddy.
Yeah, you were on the phone with us for a while. They let me sleep. And I've ate a little bit today. I'm about to eat my dinner and watch the show.
Okay.
They're gonna keep me kicking as long as they can, and hope that I feel better day by day as these medicines from the hospital get out of my system. It's nice to be in my own bed where my dog can get in.
Yeah.
And we're home with Mom, and I got family, my sister, my cousin in here right now. my dad and my mother-in-law were here. My dad and my stepmom were here.
Well, I know you've been through so much, Stuart. Tomorrow, I know your family's got a birthday party planned for you. I know a lot of friends and family are coming over. I know it's hard right now. I know it's really hard.
It is hard. Alex Marino, the fantasy football hustler. When is he getting there?
Thursday.
He's getting in town Thursday. For how many days?
Leaving Saturday night.
He's leaving Saturday night, so you'll miss him by a night.
By one day. Yeah, we're leaving Saturday. We've got the RV coming Saturday, and we will be in town on Sunday.
I get to meet both of you. He's a good friend, but your family, Mark.
I appreciate that, man.
I'm glad I got to meet you on YouTube, and I'm glad, even though I don't talk a whole lot to everybody, I'm glad I got to meet great channel members like Stacy, Sugar Daddy, Alan Williams, and the guys that are coming down to help take care of Mom's house. That's the most important thing in the world to me. It's my dying wish that, and when I say I'm dying, I mean I'm deteriorating by the day. I thought I had longer, but I don't. It's a very aggressive cancer. Rhaedo, Rhaedo, sarcoma. It's normally only found in kids. Comes from the fatty tissues and livers, or fatty tissues and muscles. Mine is on my liver, and it's eating my body apart. My body's shutting down on me, and it's time to go. Well, the Lord will make the decision what time it is to go, but I'm deteriorating by the day, and it's rough. It's rough stuff for one more time.
But Stu, right now you got like I see Lola up here and everybody, Cowboy Jaden, Samuel Rowe, Greg Haskins, even Brad. Yeah, good old hot sauce. Even Brad Wright, an Eagle fan, is sending you prayers and love, man. You know, Amadeus is hanging there still. You know, I have to say you are one of the bravest people that I have ever had the privilege of knowing. And I just need you to hold on till next week at least, man. Because, you know, I've got to smoke some weed with you, man. We have got to pass the Dutchie. And I ain't smoking weed with just anybody.
We are going to pass the Dutchie from the left.
That's right.
From the left and
maybe even from the right. Okay, we're going to go from the left to the right.
Are you bringing I Love Weed with you?
He'll be there in thoughts and prayers, I'm sure. Okay.
Yeah, I know. We'll smoke for him.
And I'm gonna bring down some Jobu wings. I'm gonna get my deep fryer cleaned up and able to put in the RV, and we're gonna see how we can get you a Jobu wing.
I'll try one, but we can't smoke too many hot. I can't do the hot.
Oh no. We'll do one. We'll do an E2 blue one because you know he's a little biatch when it comes to heat.
Thank TMB for doing the chip challenge for me. Or sorry, for doing the hot wing challenge for me.
Yeah.
Thank TMB. I would call him, but I'm so weak, and he never answers his phone, John.
Yeah, he's actually, I think, out of the country right now. I think he's spending some time with his wife.
Fluid restricted. I'm drinking too much water, and I'm barely drinking anything. It's so hard to sit up without the hospital bed. I've got like 20 pills shoved in behind me right now to prop me up. I feel like Bernie at Weekends with Bernie's.
Yeah.
But I would love you guys that donated to my mom. Mark's got a week before he gets in town. And the most important thing to me is taking care of Mama. So Mark post the link in the chat, and anybody that feels like donating, we need as much money as we can to buy supplies for Mark so that all the good guys that are coming down to donate their time can buy as much as they can to fix up Mom's house. Please, I know I'm sounding like I'm begging, but I'm dying, and it's my dying wish. I need your help to take care of Mama. Thank you so much. God bless all.
Stu, we got you.
I love you guys. I really love you, Mark. You're like a brother to me. I talk to you every day, and I can't thank you enough for it. How about them Cowboys?
How about that, Stu?
We're going to win a Super Bowl this year or next year with our quarterback, Dak Prescott, who is the best leader on and off the field. And they're going to win one for me. They're going to find out about my story, how much of a Cowboys fan I am, how I never got to go to an actual Cowboys game. But I'm going to be watching one from Evan, and we're going to win Super Bowl lucky number 6. It's going to happen. But like 6, I hate the number 6, so we're going to wind up winning 7 before Mark passes away. And when he's 95 years old or older.
I hope it's not when I'm 95 that we win. I hope it's a lot sooner than that.
Well, whatever Mark feels like going, we're going to win 7 before his time is up. Like Mark always says, tell somebody you love them. Find somebody you love and tell them that you love them. Because tomorrow never promised. I thought I had forever. I was 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And I'm finding out at the age of 44, we're not. And it hurts. But I miss you guys already. And I love you.
We're going to see you next weekend, buddy.
How about them Cowboys? Yes, you are.
How about that Stuart Morrison?
You're getting the Michael Parsons mini helmet for the desk so people can see it in your morning videos. And I'm giving you that Roger Staubach Tom Landry piece. But it's staying on my wall until I'm gone.
Well, it's going to be there for a long time, buddy.
I hope so. But you're taking the mini at home where people can see it every day while I am here.
Amen, brother.
Love you guys. I'll let you go.
I love you. Hey, if you need me, you know my number, okay? Doesn't matter what time it is.
Okay. Thank you for letting me take over the show for a minute.
Hey, this show's about you because I've been like Santa in this workshop. On my desk right now, I've got Charles Haley and I've got the Drew Pearson one. And so every day we're going to be giving one of these away to thank all of the people who have supported you. And sitting here in my hand right here, everybody who has donated to the GoFundMe, and you can see it's a thick stack of names. They're all going to go into the hopper, and each day I'm going to pull a name out to give them a piece for you, to thank them for what they've done.
What picture are you putting it on?
Well, I'm doing different ones. I've got the Hail Mary. I've got Charles Haley in front of the 5 rings. I've got you as well. I've got Roger Staubach. I've got Dak Prescott, and I'm going to do some other ones. So those are going to be the thing that I'm going to do to help thank everybody who's been a part of helping you.
All right. I'll have my cousin rewind the show so I can watch the whole thing.
Yes.
Y'all have fun. Love you guys.
I love you too, man.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Hey, you all right? You good? I just need for you to relax because I know this hit you hard.
That was my last conversation with Stuart, and from last night to this morning, and it felt like when you listen to that, he knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I
knew.
didn't want to be Debbie Downer, but been
knew.
there, done that. When I heard that, I was gonna be shocked if he was gonna be around by the time we got there.
Right.
It's a blessing what happened last night, Mark.
He got a chance to say goodbye.
It's a blessing.
He got a chance to say goodbye. You know, like he said, "Are you gonna bring? I love weed." You know, he thanked like Sugar Daddy and talked about Lola and things like that. I feel good that at least that maybe we helped to give him some peace and something to look forward to. I hope that I have that opportunity to say goodbye to people, but that felt like a goodbye last night.
That was a goodbye, Mark.
Yeah.
Mark.
Hey, Mark, what was that? What's that piece that he's talking about that he wanted to give you?
He said
he has the Tom Landry
mini helmet that he wants on the
and then he had the mini helmet. Yeah.
I say we enhance it and we make more about it and just make a section just for him inside that house.
Yeah. It'll
and
go
leave it there.
It'll go on the desk so that way every morning, you know. God, I feel like a little bitch. I have so many people that have been instrumental to what we do here. You know, Joseph Heatherly, who has sent me the chair that's sitting right over here. It's the Cowboys chair that's right here. That's a piece that Joseph Heatherly has sent me. He sent me, or he actually donated 2 chairs for when I was going on the draft trip to help raise money for that trip. And he gave me the football guides, which, you know, I've been able to get 5 of the players on there autographed. The only ones that are still alive are Charlie Waters and Roger Staubach. And Charlie Waters, I don't know how long he'll be with us. He's dealing with his own dementia. And Roger I've run into, but I just can't, like, take it just everywhere.
That's the GOAT, Roger.
Yeah. And that's my mission, to get Roger Staubach to sign it as well.
Mark.
He says that, you know, I gave you those pieces. He said, I love that they're there because I see them every morning when I watch your videos and stuff. So I want to make sure that the pieces that Stuart was talking about, that they go on the desk. So that way, every morning we're reminded of Stuart. And it's tragic that at 44 years of age that he went out. But I will say that I hope that in the end that I get the opportunity to say goodbye, because that's what he actually got to do right there, was to say goodbye, and he was around his family. Yes, sir, Thomas.
Last night, I saw that video. He was saying goodbye. And all I just got to say is, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. And yes, I'm bragging.
Shit.
I'm bragging on this. We're going to win.
I got that feeling too, bro.
We're going to win the Super Bowl this year. This is for Stuart. Number 6 is for Stuart. Not number 7, not number 8. Number 6 is for Stuart. This is for him. He's a diehard Cowboy fan. This brother deserves it more than anybody. This is for him.
I'm going to pass. I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the conversation that I had with him and just cut it down, and I'm going to share that with Dak's uncle, and hope that he can share it with the Cowboys, and let them know that this season is about him. It's about.
Yep.
That would be awesome, Mark.
That would be amazing.
That would be a good. Every season you go into a year, and if there's these feel-good stories, there can't be much more of a feel-good story than Stuart.
You know, I'm going to say
That's the reason why I say this is for Stu. This is for Stu.
I'm going to say that Stuart is, you know what, is about one of the bravest people that I've ever met, because he's been through so much, between his foot being amputated, between the heart surgeries, and then finding out about cancer. To do that conversation last night, that was just last night.
That's
bravery.
I was just
I don't know that I could,
bravery myself. That was incredible. He put himself out there, Mark. He didn't have to. He could have sat in the hospital or went home and said, "Leave me alone." He just he called you, and you played it for everybody to hear.
I mean, you can hear it in his breathing.
Yeah.
Cause Mark, he could have, cause all of the other Cowboy contents, they know who Stuart Morrison was. They know who he is.
Everybody,
but he called you.
Does. Yeah.
He called you.
He's not suffering.
And for him to do that, that means a lot.
Family.
That's just another. If you even needed it, Mark, this is just another confirmation that what you're doing is right, and the fact that you're enjoying what you're doing, like you said, you're not working a day in your life.
Yeah.
This is great.
And it's all because of your daughter too, though, Mark.
Yeah, that she started YouTube. But
it's all because of her.
Well, you know what this means, Mark. I'm sorry to tell you.
What's that?
But we're gonna have to do a fantasy football.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to do it. I'll run it. I run my own league here. I'll run the damn thing.
Well, I see. Corey is. I'm gonna say. Corey is on the chat, and Corey is a super fantasy football guy that knows every freaking thing, even though he's a Green Bay Packer, Miami Dolphin fan. Corey, I need you, buddy. If you're still watching, we've got to honor Stuart Morrison, and we got to
we'll do the
fantasy
Stuart
football.
Morrison Fantasy Football League.
The only thing, as long as nobody picked Dak, I got that. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the problem.
No.
That's the only problem with having fantasy football with this group. Everybody's going to want to get a couple Cowboys that I normally end up with.
Boy. Yeah.
Well,
let me say, everybody, I know this isn't a football conversation, and I apologize for being a whiny little crybaby and stuff in here.
But
here's the thing.
Don't do that, Mark.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
No.
Don't do that.
I was crying myself, brother. I was crying. Trust me.
Here's the thing that's crazy, though, and me and my wife have had this discussion because I think about the people that are closest to it. Social media is the devil. Let's be clear. There's a lot of bad shit that happens on social media, a lot of lies and bullshit and everything else. But for my own personal standing, the people that are closest to me are because of relationships that I have developed through YouTube. For Clarence, who lives actually around the corner, that I would never know had he not started watching YouTube, who lived there. There's Brother Roz. There's no words right now. Roz, you know what? I got to talk to your wife. I don't know what I have to do, if I got to send her some furniture that's handcrafted or whatever. But we have to do a fantasy football league conversation and shows in honor of Stuart Morrison. We got to do that, buddy. We have to do that. Dude, I don't know what I have to do to get you, but we have to, because Stuart right now is up there.
To put you on the payroll, Ross.
Yeah, Stuart's up there right now. I know he's talking all of the greats to death right now about their statistics. That if fantasy football had been around when you were around, Roger, here's where you would have been. Okay, I know that conversation is going on. So we have to do that. But I think about the relationships. Because Brian, I met him at the Washington football game last year. Messed up because I gave him actually Stacey Stewart.
Me and Roland Reviews.
Yeah, I got your packages messed up because I'm always doing too much shit.
But Mark, you were so busy. We didn't have. I stayed away. I tried to interact with you, but you were just going
I wanted
1,000 different ways. So I gave you space. So
I wanted everybody to have a great time though, and that's my wife is like, you need to interact with the people.
I talk more with your wife than I did with you.
But it was like, I want to make sure everybody gets some Jobu wings, that everybody's having a good time and everything else, and that's what I do. But I think about Brian taking a week to go down to Texas next week with us. I think about Rock, who's never met me, my man, Puerto Rican, and I can't wait for that Puerto Rican food there, Rock. Rock, you better be on point now. I've been to Puerto Rico. Rock, understand, Rock. I've been to Puerto Rico and had Puerto Rican food, not by the tourist locations, okay? I've gone to the local where the real food is. Okay, so you better be on point with that shit. You better be on point with it.
I'll be on point that you're gonna be like, oh, my man Rock, he did it.
But yeah, that's right. I'm gonna say,
I really wish that Stu was around, man. So he could have tried it, man.
After this is over, I gotta talk to Randy. I'll talk to Rock.
Yeah,
we gotta have a little bit of a conversation.
I'll stay behind.
It's Randy. I thought chimed in. Did Randy? Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so Randy, see, and this is where I say that I'm blessed with the relationships that I have, because for Randy, never have met me, never have met Stu, to be in a totally different place. It's one thing for Brian to say, okay, I can drive down to your house and we'll go down together. Randy and his son are driving down, bringing down tools and doing everything else for somebody that they've never met. And see, this is what America used to be about, that we looked out for each other. We took care of our friends and our family and our neighbors and things like that. This is what we used to be, and I hope that we can be again. We're going to go down there and we're going to do exactly what Stuart's wishes were. Take care of Mama and make sure that she's comfortable. And I truly am blessed because of the relationships. Like I said, most of the people that I'm closest to, like family, are because of relationships that I've built here on YouTube. Stacy Schubert makes sure that I stay in line because she'll talk to Tracy and let me know. You know what Mark did on the channel, right? Randy going down here with his son and stuff, to help us out. My man, Brian coming down, and he's going to help drive and get down to Texas and help doing stuff in there. People like Miss Jackie or Damn Gina and everything else. All these relationships are only because of what we do here. And this channel, like you guys said, it's different than anybody else. This is like a family. And, I can't make it a day without you guys.
Yeah, it's different. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of us here who know football. So I won't take anybody. I'll take Phil with me against anybody as far as knowing the game. But what you do is special here. It's hard to explain, Mark, but you're doing good, buddy. Now keep it up.
Yeah.
Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, Mark. Good. What you got?
A couple of weeks ago, no one knew about what me and Stuart did, but we became Facebook friends. No one knew about this. And I'm not deleting it.
Nah, buddy. It's all good, Tom.
It's all good, brother.
Yeah, one day we're going to hang out too, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, time in life is short, so you got to make the most of every day, and that's where I always try to say, try and fit in as much as I can each day. And you know what? People, stop the hate, man. Stop hating each other, man. Don't waste your life just being bitter.
I know, man.
Tell him again, Mark. Tell him again.
It's ridiculous.
Read, Stacy.
That's what I tell you, Mark. You gotta pull that little video I told you from Gone in 60 Seconds. It gives you you need a role model. That's a good point. That's a good one for you.
Eric Torres, 11 minutes ago. Shout out to Eric Torres. I'm going to do one more drawing before we get out of here tonight. Miss Jackie, DeVoris Moore, and Fantasy Hustlers are already winners, and I'm going to go into overdrive in making more of these things because this is important.
Don't forget.
I won't forget, Beto.
Come on.
We'll stay on after. I won't hang up. After we end the show, we will.
Okay.
I'll be here for you, buddy.
All right.
Gina Thorne says her and Stu were Facebook friends too.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
The wife's here, and
I gotta tell him something.
she needs to tell you something.
What did I do wrong now? Usually, when a wife has something to tell me, it's something that I've done wrong.
He's giving up the chair, and this is serious.
Wait, hold it. Let me take a shot here. Okay, this bottle of
You need backup, Mark?
I might be super blonde
Okay.
and a female, but I know something about football. Okay?
Tell me the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl.
I know something about football.
Okay.
At the beginning of the game, they stand in the middle and they flip the quarter. They flip the coin.
Yeah.
And then after that, 4 quarters. We play 4 full quarters trying to get the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's it. I know all that about football.
That's all you know about football?
Yeah, they play. You play 4 quarters to try to get the quarterback. That's it.
I'm sorry, this is not my joke.
And this is where, and Randy, this is where you say, "I love you, honey. You are so smart."
Thought I'd share it.
Thank you so much. You did $100, I think $100 donation for the Stuart Fund, and thank you for giving up your husband and your son for a week. Now, most wives will say, "I'll be more than happy to send my husband and my son away for a week."
I know. They're like, please take them.
So you only need them for a week. Maybe I can get them for 2. No, thank you so much.
Trust me, she's happy.
Oh boy, she's happy. Okay. I don't know what else to add to all of this.
There's not much to add.
My prayers to Stuart's mother and his family and stuff. They all truly loved him. And
but I will say this: anybody that's been through this, nobody wants to suffer. So let's look at this. It's a blessing that he has moved on without having any more pain than he needed to have. That's it. He's not suffering anymore. He is walking as we speak. So
he can walk. He can move around.
You got that right, Vado.
No.
Right.
I can move around. But he can move around. No more pain.
Yeah, he said no more pain.
Suffering.
No more suffering.
Yep, no more pain, no more suffering. Yep.
At least he.
You couldn't say. Nobody could have said it better than you just did, Vado. No more pain. And
Yes, sir.
At least he didn't.
Amen, Vado.
He wasn't alone. He had a lot of people behind him.
Yeah.
Growing up, my mother always used to watch the Jerry Lewis telethon, and at the very end, my mother would always get choked up when Jerry Lewis would sing that song, "You Will Never Walk Alone."
Yeah.
He didn't walk alone. He had a lot of people behind him, and there were a lot of people that were like you said, Mark.
It's a big family. Huge family.
That were taking their time out of their life to go help him, and we're still going to do that. So, God bless, Stu.
I catch him every day, and I call him, I love him, but he never kicks me back. But I know he knows that I love him.
He definitely knows you love him. Wow.
Sorry about that.
Oh man, it's
my father was the same way when he got sick. He told the hospital, he said, "I'm not dying in this hospital. I'm going home."
That's right.
And I only hope that I can even come close to the strength that I saw through my father and through Stuart.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just don't know. Stuart had some serious strength to come home as sick as he was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
After Stuart called in last night, I talked to his sister. He said that he had his cousin keep rewinding and he kept rewatching that tape and stuff on there. I guess that was. I guess he knew that was his goodbye, and she said it brought him a lot of joy that he was able to do that.
remember, he couldn't kill anybody to us, but he kept playing you. You could feel. He couldn't kill anybody, but he could. You could keep playing his video.
I'm sorry, Beto.
Did you stop the live stream, Mark?
No.
Okay.
No, he was saying that he could have called anybody, but he ended up calling you.
Well, we talked a lot, and his mother said that that it gave him that it was a calming thing. It was so hard Friday night because Friday night he was really out of it after the live stream. It was about probably midnight, and I was on the phone. I actually spoke to his father, his mother, the next door neighbor, his sister.
Yeah, that was the night you texted me by accident, and then I texted you. I was up. I happened to be up.
he went home that day, and it was not good. And he was just like, I want to go back to the hospital and be euthanized. He's like, I'm ready to go. You guys are just holding. And he was just talking craziness. And
that wasn't him, Mark.
And it wasn't him. And it was just, it was just hard.
Yeah, that wasn't him. That's not to get too graphic, but that's the cancer to getting a hold of.
Yeah.
You.
You know, Mark, what I wanted to say was a couple of weeks ago, me and Stuart, we became friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to delete him off my Facebook account. I'm not. Now I have 2 people that I can delete off my Facebook account. That's Stuart and my oldest brother. They're staying.
Yeah, I think I have a voicemail of a buddy of mine who were born within a couple of weeks of each other, went through school. He passed away a couple years ago. I still have a voicemail. Yeah, every once in a while I'll play it to hear his voice. You know, it's rough, but we won't let Stuart go. We will bring him up. We will not forget his memory.
Game. I think every game we take a shot, in memory.
Yeah. Lucky Gardenia, you're 100% right. Stu was replaying your promise to fix his mother home. And you know what? we go in there because I'm not trying to get haunted. Because Stuart, that was the thing that we talked about more times than not on a regular basis. That was his singular focus. I need my mother to be taken care of. She's taken care of me for 16 years, and I need her to be okay without me being here.
That just tells you the selfless person that Stuart was. He was fully aware that when he lost the ability to take care of himself, that all he was concerned about was repaying that debt to his mother who took care of him for the last 16 years. And that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
Yep.
Hector Flores, I got you covered there. Thank you for being part of it. So, like I said, guys, we got a lot of work to do. This will be Stuart's legacy.
This whole thing, spread this whole let a lot of people know. Just put it out there.
Yeah, this season is dedicated to Stuart.
Yeah.
Yes. Amen.
Super Bowl. I heard Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys need to dedicate this season to Stuart Morrison.
Yep.
And if we make it, we have to go as a group.
Boy, did this show change.
Yes, it did. It's almost 8 o'clock. It's the longest live stream you've ever done, I'm sure.
No, that's the Sunday game days. Sometimes.
Well, you know what I mean, Mark.
Yeah.
Minus the game thing.
Well, let me say thank you to everybody who's been in here and stuff, and keeping Stuart in their memories and things. And I've had a few too many probably to drink right now on an empty stomach, but they're all for Stuart.
Yes. Mark.
Yes, sir.
Before everybody leaves, we need to pray.
Yeah.
We need to do what, Votto?
Yeah.
Pray? Oh, pray. Pray.
A moment of silence.
All right, Tom. Lead us off, brother.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we weren't expecting this.
We weren't expecting this. I
Stuart, we wasn't expecting this. We got a shot in the gut today. But you know what? The most happiest part about all of this is we know where Stuart is going.
Right.
We know where he's going. It's going to be safe. God has opened the gates for him.
Right.
And all God has said is, welcome home, son.
Amen. He's up there with Terry Glenn and Marion Barber.
With the football gods, baby.
Amen.
He's up there with the Cowboy gods, and I know they're up there. They're talking strategy, and they're talking Cowboy football. And
he's in Tom Landry's ear right now.
Yeah, he's burning Marion Barber's ear right now. You say, yeah, bro.
There you go.
You know, him and Marion Barber, they just got their wings, and you know, and I know Tom Landry is probably saying, all right, boys, we finna do some things here. So buckle up.
Roland, you know, I know you lost your sister just I guess about 2 weeks ago, so I know you've been through a lot. So you said you turned your camera off because you were crying so hard. Maybe I should have done that myself.
It's just like you said, Mark. People need to listen to you and take you seriously, and you say it every night. You know, we don't know when, you know, we're going to take our last breath or see our loved ones or friends. So as you've been saying, you know, be kind to everyone, because everyone's fighting a battle that you know nothing about. And like you said, this thing that you're doing, all of you who are going to help Stuart and, you know, help fix the house for his mother, these are things that we used to do. That's the American way, but we got away from that. And, you know, everyone's at each other's throats about something that's not even important, because God created all of us, and, you know, God doesn't see color. And so, you know, this is how it's supposed to be. Not at each other's throats over things that, you know, are beyond our control, because, you know, I just keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
Good job. And that's the American way. You help your sister in time of need. That's what God has us here for, and that's what we're supposed to do.
Amen.
We're supposed to help each other. Amen.
Right. So that's all I have to say. You know, I'll miss him. I'm glad he's out of pain, you know, but I was hoping you guys, you know, could get down there before this happened, but I guess God's best. And so we have
plans, God's plan's better. So I guess.
Right. God's plan is the best.
Yes.
Yes. God don't make mistakes.
Nope, he doesn't.
God do not make mistakes.
Nope.
He has a plan for everybody. And
right.
you know, the time you are they could claim you awful before.
Right, right.
God do not make mistakes, and God
Amen.
do not create junk.
Oh yeah, that's
Matthew,
right.
let me shout out Matthew Reynolds, who just made a donation as well. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna do another giveaway.
In the name of John Lennon, love.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do one more hot wing thing, but over there, live over there at his house, just a tribute for him.
As long as we got
a
couple day recovery,
I've got.
I'm down.
Michael Reacher. Michael Reacher is our next winner. So Michael, email me cowboysmark at gmail. And let me thank everybody who's donated, everybody who sent kind words, and so on for all this. It's going to be a rough week, but we are going to go down and take care of Stuart's. Make sure his mom is house, that we can do everything that we can in that week. And I appreciate everybody being here. I'll let everybody have any final thoughts here before we get out of here. Vado, we're going to stay on. I got you covered, Vado. I got you covered, man.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah.
And as you see, Stu with his parting shots, I don't know if he had a premonition or what, but he's already spoken about what's going to Cowboys in the future. So that's something we have to look forward to. I believe it. I believe
Make sure you talk to his uncle, Dax Prescott's uncle.
I'm going to take
that mojo.
But listen, I'm going to take his last conversation with me. I'm going to cut it down, and I'm going to save that and share it with them and say, this is the motivation for the Cowboys. Win it for Stu. Win it for Stu.
Right. I agree.
All right. So, everybody, I appreciate, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get out of here because I'm about to start crying again. And,
Hey, Clay, it's good. It's good for the goal.
Yeah.
I Clay good again over here.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what? I'm gonna give you guys one last tad bit. I'm just remembering this now, and it's almost crazy because of the conversation that Stuart had last night. It's crazy because Stuart was scared to death to do YouTube. He was like, "Oh man, you know, I don't know in front of a camera." I said, "Listen, Stuart." I said, "Stuart," because this is what I kept saying to Stuart. I said, "Stuart, listen. It's you and me having a conversation, okay? It's not. Forget about who might watch it. It's you and me. You're looking at the camera, looking at me, and that's all it is. It's not how whoever. It is freaking YouTube, is what I used to say. It doesn't matter, okay." Believe me, I've shown my crack by accident on YouTube, okay?
Yeah,
you know, I've had times where, you know, all of a sudden I start drooling. My hair has been jacked up. Who cares? It's realness. I said, so Stuart, don't be worried about, no, man. He's like, dude, I said, listen, I have to smoke some weed before we go on because I get nervous. And so a lot of times, if you were watching fantasy football, you would see Stuart leave the camera because he was going over to smoke some more weed because he was so scared. He was so scared of being on camera and worrying about. Listen, you have to understand, Dad, forgive me for saying this, but Dad, you have to understand, I don't give a fuck, okay? Either you love me for who I am, the way I am with hair that's too long and messed up and, you know, hair that's just like needs to be trimmed. If you're here for me to look like perfection, then you're here for the wrong reasons.
Right.
I'm here for realness. And that's what I used to always say to Stu. And so Stuart, I said, listen, Stuart, we're just going to do it live. We're going to do it live. So this clip is loaded up here because of Stuart Morrison.
For us today, and we will leave you with I can't do it.
There it is.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I remember watching when we were younger and then being shocked when I saw this. I was like, what?
That's tomorrow, and that is it.